Howdy.
We should all just sat there silently.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good stream, right?
Our entire game is just pure silence.
4 hours of
4 hours of a big fat nothing. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Heretical Heroes. We're totally legit here. We're about to start our session 28 of our Eberron campaign. That's crazy.
Wow.
But before we do that, we have a short list of announcements. Last week I forgot to do this. Hey Sav.
Charisma 20 Body Care, where you can get your D&D themed body care needs met, whether it be soap, bath bombs, or otherwise. Check us out, charisma20.com. Use code INREBERON and get 15% off.
Thanks, Sav. Thanks, Charisma 20. Second on the list of announcements. Happy birthday, Tyler!
Happy birthday, Tyler!
I don't know if you're watching, but happy birthday anyway.
I don't know.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Tyler.
ASMR, happy birthday. Anyway. Next, oh my god. Totally feel free to follow our socials at Heretical Heroes practically everywhere. Catch up on our previous VODs on YouTube. And, stuff and things. I think that's it. Tell your friends about us. We're totally legit. Anyway.
And your enemies.
Take it away, Sam.
Take it away. Just because you keep saying we're legit doesn't mean we are.
So,
if you manifest it, it
there
will
we go.
happen.
when we last left our heroes, they had made it to the town of Tarmsworth.
Mm-hmm.
Spent a little time there. They spoke at length with Marivaldi, very reputable fellow who lives north of town.
Totally legit.
Totally legit. They did a little bit of investigating, first led by Balric, who decided to follow a bird into the woods, and the group followed shortly after checking out the graveyard, and after being under the impression that there are not enough people in this town, that maybe a lot of people are dying. We'll see.
Nobody believed me.
When the group found the New Throne camp, they, Balric arrived first, was quickly captured, tied up. As the group approached...
I quickly escaped, too.
Balric also quickly escaped.
Impressively.
And a fight ensued, which entailed 3 large explosions, a lot of things burning, and a considerable amount of undead that were magically in disguise as Kingsguard.
Undead in disguise.
The group then returned to town, spoke to the mayor. Nadia dipped inside of his head a little bit, mussed around, and seems like maybe confirmed some of their suspicions. The group then went into an abandoned house, hudded it up, and fell asleep for the evening.
Did we fall asleep?
And did we stay asleep for the evening?
Asleep. You all wake up the next morning. No real issues throughout the evening.
What is it the next morning?
It is, in fact, the next morning.
Did we level up?
Already pressed the button.
Nope.
God damn!
And that's where we'll pick up as your Lehman's Hut just slowly starts to fizz out of existence.
I like to imagine, because, Flash and Circuit, all that stuff, being super showy, that I just sort of like snap my fingers and it all poof and rains down like glitter.
Oh, nice. I had the same glitter effect in mind, so.
Oh.
Out of game curiosity, did you figure out how much Angel's Light is worth?
Yes, I will send you a message.
Oh no.
4 billion gold pieces.
14,000 gold. 1 million.
Well, I mean, you're close. 10.
Are you serious?
It's an artifact weapon, yes.
Oh no. Okay. I'm sad.
Wait, hold up. What?
That's a
I
lot.
have to pay 2,500 gold
We're
to fix
there's it's going to be a little bit different than that. This is not your average run-of-the-mill, your dad bought it at a thrift store gun. This
He
is
kind of did. It was just devil thrift.
deep devil thrift.
Oh my god, I think I just had a hot flash there. Holy shit.
You need to find yourself another gun.
I mean, I have another gun, it's just trash.
You can make another deal.
That's what I'm trying to do!
Excuse me.
All right, so
Yeah, Maul will totally allow that to happen.
you were all awake. I think you had all pulled watch. I don't remember who was going to take the last watch.
I think I was going.
Because Balric started.
These two.
We were
Yeah.
Were you two doing it together?
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's a
just
group
the
watch,
two
so.
of us. Can I mark this as broken forever? Nah. Can't.
Okay.
Hello, I'm sad.
How'd you sleep?
I didn't. Not really. But good news for the rest of y'all. I don't think I can fix this gun anytime soon, so,
Good news?
I mean, makes it harder for me to get to that dream tower if I don't do the thing with it, so.
Okay. Well, regardless as to whether or not it helps you with your dream tower, it's your dad's weapon, no?
I mean,
That's something that connects you to your family. I'm not going to be happy that that's broken.
yeah. It's probably for the best, though. Ballista said I can't hold myself up to the mantle.
Yeah, well, Ballista doesn't know shit. Ballista's a bitch.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Still. I don't know, I've always just been like... Not that I've done a lot of things in life, but I've at least been like decent at them. And this... I don't know.
I don't know. It's new. Do you really want to be good at killing the first time?
I just want to be good at not breaking the gun.
It'll come in time. And I don't think you need anyone's help.
I don't know. Sometimes it feels like it.
It feels like that a lot to me, too.
Well, I can't help you with changing your face or anything, but
Well, yeah.
eating those pastries I could help with.
I don't need help with that one, but you are welcome to try and wrestle them away from me because fuck off.
Okay. I'll just eat these peaches.
You all
Have
hear
one.
a rapping on the front door.
Just the two of us?
No, it would be all of you. I imagine you're all awake at this
Does
point.
somebody want to get that? Wait. Should anybody be knocking? Does anybody know we're here?
I'll go over to it.
The mayor.
Oh,
Okay.
the mayor. Okay.
I will wait. Who is it?
Morris.
Fuck is Morris?
I am Master Marivaldi's footman. I come with a message.
I'll take this.
May I come in?
I'm gonna walk past you. Open the door.
I'm gonna be behind the door with my knife out.
Okay.
Morris,
I'll be
is it?
right next to it.
There is a slightly, no, not even, one of the most average men you've ever seen standing in front of you. Very nice clothes, but just brown hair, brown eyes, just no real remarkable features. And he just, from Mr. Marivaldi.
Oh, thank you.
He requests you at dinner this evening.
Oh, was he sending a carriage or anything, or we expected to walk?
Directions are within the note.
What's the dress code?
Great question. I have to know what to wear.
He said that you would know. He said nothing of dress code.
What's
I
your
said-
middle name?
I have none.
Good. That must be nice for you. And now, anything else we should know about the trip up? Is there any fun stops along the way? Some good scenic overlooks? Or
I would recommend staying on the road. These forests are easy to get lost and turned around.
Can I insight check him?
Okay.
Is he as he seems?
Is he a lying asshole?
What do you mean by as he seems?
Is he undead or a changeling? Question mark.
He is neither of those things.
Okay.
This might be
Or-
a difficult question. Feel free to shoot me down, but like, he seems pretty just bleh, pretty bland. Do I think he's just like under influence of charm magic? And
No.
Okay.
He's just very...
White
Are you in a position where you can see him? Or are you just behind the door ready to kill something?
I said I was behind the door, so I probably can't
Okay.
see him.
I also rolled a 26.
You rolled a 26?
Yes.
So he doesn't appear to be lying, but you get that feeling of assurance of somebody who, despite what you guys are being adventurous, doesn't seem worried. Just that very just like cool, calm, and collected just all the way across. It's like looking at a piece of stone. It's just, he's there.
He's like tranquil from Dragon Age. Dragon Age 4 happened. Anyway, continue.
Well, then, thank you kindly for your message, and I suppose we'll be seeing you up at Mr. Marivaldi's home.
Very well.
Hey, where do you live?
In the chateau.
The chateau. Whoa. Do you have like a family there, or?
I like to think that all in the chateau are family.
I cast detect magic.
Okay.
I cast detect bullshit.
Give me a perception roll.
I'm gonna open up the letter in the meantime and just start like skimming it.
It gives, it just says follow the path into the forest. Take your first left, your third right, and your second left.
Oof.
Okay. Ted will forget that, but Gideon will remember.
11.
11. Looks like underneath whatever he's wearing for a shirt, there appears to be some abjuration magic. His belt, strangely enough, seems to give off transmutation.
It holds his legs and his torso together.
Exactly. But that's all you're able to pick up.
Take it off, just both halves just plop.
Oh my god.
Well, thank you very much. I'm gonna reach out and shake his hand, if I can.
Shake your hand back.
Does the bell have any markings on it?
And then 11, probably not going to be able to tell. It's nice.
Well,
Black
that's
leather.
good.
Are we supposed to tip you? How does this work?
That is not necessary. I am simply here to deliver the message.
Okay, I'm gonna tip you anyway, and I'll give him like 5 pastries that are bitten out of.
You are
Try that one. It's particularly
It's really good. It's very
most gracious.
Aren't we just?
And he turns and walks away.
As
Yeah.
he's leaving, I'm gonna follow after him real quick and be like, "Hey!" Slap my hand on his shoulder.
And your hand is gone forever.
He doesn't let you, he knocks you out.
He quickly turns around, and his hand is kind of moved towards, kind of downward, and his other hand's kind of up. Yes.
Here's 5 silver.
Thank you.
Did he feel weird?
He did not feel weird,
Okay.
but he moved pretty quick.
Well, he felt weird.
Hey, what did
but...
he like?
Like his hand kind of. You've got a pretty perception. His hand moved down like towards the belt area.
Wand or gun, though? Can I see that?
You did not. It doesn't look like there's anything on the belt.
Maybe that's why the belt is magical.
Okay.
And he kind of just kind of stands there and looks at you for a long count before slowly turning and kind of, you see his eyes like kind of follow you as like he keeps you in his peripheral as long as he can before he fully steps away and starts making his way away.
I watch him the whole time.
Okay.
Oh wait.
And he heads off into the forest.
To the north.
Yeah, the same way you all left town the last time, that's where he heads towards.
So, the same direction where we found that camp?
Not, you came up, there was an intersection, you took a right, this has you taking a left.
First left, second right, third left.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, he
I make sure the door's closed once he's back in.
is real jumpy. He turned quick. He is trained. And he reached for his belt. Like down,
Well, did he have a knife or
like
something?
Aster does. There's nothing there. Didn't see a gun, didn't see a wand.
Well, we can safely
Nothing you could
assume
see
that if
there.
he works for Marivaldi, then he's going to have something magical.
I mean, Marivaldi has his own, like, group of guards or whatever, so it's not a surprise if he is trained.
But it's good to know. Very
He's
good
not
to know.
just a guard, is what I'm saying. He's talented and jumpy.
Well, the twitchy ones are often the bad ones. We should, especially you, Mole, should keep an eye on him. I think he'll probably be the best to handle against him then.
We should talk to Edris and see if she could get anything on Marivaldi. Even Mercutio may know.
Probably. Who has the sending stone?
He
I do.
has.
It's only got 3 uses a day.
So that's
Well,
better than nothing.
We just need to make sure we know what we're asking.
Okay. Well, you wanna talk to her?
Oh, okay.
Assuming it's 25 words per.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Well, first, I think is obviously asking about Marivaldi, and then we can
Marivaldi?
just go from there depending on what she says. It's not like you have to immediately say something.
Is it?
Suppose we could say something like,
Before having...
But,
Not really.
what?
I mean, assuming that she doesn't know who he is, she'll have to go looking. Edris!
Doesn't work that way, you have to keep talking. We
Do-
need information.
Do you know Mr. Marivaldi? Does Mercutio know? There's mind control shit happening.
Don't forget about the undead.
And undead. Please help.
You have 7 more.
Need information.
Need
You
information.
have 5 more.
With love. No, don't do that.
Quickly?
Yes,
Quickly?
with haste.
Would
we
be nice.
might be trouble?
You could have said endangered.
Well, okay.
It's fine. She waited for like 5 minutes for that entire message to come.
You are certainly all troubled. Marivaldi does not ring a bell, but I will ask. Mind control and undead,
3, I think.
not a good sign.
That's it.
And then you're gonna get directly. I'll see what I can do, and I will get back to you as quickly as possible.
Thank you very much. Is that it? Can you still hear me? How long does this last?
Hello, are you there?
I think that was it.
After a few words, you feel the magic just kind of fade. It's the magical equivalent of a busy tone.
The number you have dialed.
What did she say?
She said that she'll look into it.
Okay.
She didn't know, but she'll look into it. It's not good.
Well, meanwhile, our intentions are to play it straight and normal, which I've never done before.
Well, we are lying a little bit.
I mean,
Well, that I've done before.
Gideon, just act like me.
Well, hi.
There you go.
Are we all
I
acting
love
like
peaches.
you? Are we all acting like you?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I don't like this.
I don't like
I don't
this at
like this
all.
either.
So, what are you all up to now?
We need to go and see the foreman, right?
Yes.
And get like maps of the mine.
Balric wanted to help out the mayor today, did you not?
Did I?
I think you had
Don't
alluded to having
remember.
something ready tomorrow to help him out.
Oh, was it like an herbal thing or something?
No, like a spell thing.
Oh.
No, I want to redo my spells.
Well,
Well, all right. So
we can go see Roger Stonefist.
yeah, we need to see Roger either way because we need to get maps and
Yeah.
we need to find out any list of survivors and what they were seeing. We need to piece together that story.
Roger was
he
the
left.
other friend who left.
Oh.
It's Dandrick, Willow Switch. You're
Dandrick.
looking for.
Dendric Willow Switch. Free in the meat. Nope, never mind.
It was Dandrick.
Oh well, let's make sure we get it right when we're there. But right now, it doesn't really matter.
Okay. And let's find out what's
Bold move.
what's stanky
Oh, I
with
got
Ooh.
Magic.
Oh man.
Can't keep up. Wait. Ah. Anyway.
And we need to find out what's going on with the wells, which is probably tied in with all the weird shit.
My bet's on some sort of corpse in there.
Possible critters in the mines.
Oh yeah.
I have a feeling going down into the mines will be a multiple-hour crusade.
The Mole King is sending messages to the villagers through the chemistry in the water.
It's the only thing that makes sense.
Yep.
No, I don't think that's it.
Well, he's evil now. Once you're evil, you have to poison the water supply.
I mean, no.
Yeah, that's
What?
in the handbook, first page, honestly.
Why would he be evil?
He's, well, undead Mole King.
Yeah.
Who said he's undead?
The Mole King did. I don't know why you don't understand this conspiracy. It makes perfect sense if you listen.
It's all
No,
the
it
plays
doesn't.
we've seen.
Oh, God. it
Is
just
this
makes
occurring
sense.
as you walk towards the mine?
Yeah.
As the conversation goes on, Molly, you guys always seem to get a lot of looks in this town. Like, everybody just kind of... People will look up, and if they catch your eye, like, they'll definitely, like, avert their gaze. You're kind of intimidating. But people try to kind of poignantly just kind of let you go about your business.
I would like to make the point that I switched the holsters that my guns are in. So
Okay.
Angel's Light is in like the secondary, and the shitty ones in the primary.
Put it on the bench.
I
Yep.
can feel
Okay.
your heart breaking.
Put me in, coach.
It's the shitty one though. She's like, put me in, coach.
It's got a broken
I
leg.
swear I can do this.
So, are you heading straight towards the mine? Is that the plan?
I thought we were going to see the foreman.
Yeah.
He would be by the mine.
Okay,
Yes.
then yes, him first, but not into the mine.
Okay.
I would probably immediately go see the mayor.
Okay.
All right, well, I'll be back soon.
Need help.
Buddy system?
I think I'll be fine.
No, I'm gonna go with Balric.
Okay. We should have a buddy system.
Unless you want to go with him.
Either way, as long as we're not splitting up completely.
All right, well, we'll be pretty close to the mine, and I think having you there is a good thing. So
wait
why don't-
for us before you go in.
Absolutely.
Don't think we're going in today.
Well, we'll see where the day takes us. But in the meantime, you two go enjoy your time with the mayor.
I mean, we probably shouldn't go in, yeah. Anyway, I'll go with you, Balric.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
let's go.
So, you peel off. You all head towards the mine. You two get over towards the mayor's house. You going in through the back gate like you have been, or you're gonna go around to the front.
I
Can
guess.
I peek over the back gate? Is there anyone back there?
Empty.
Go to the front then.
Okay. You start hearing footsteps. his wife comes down. Can I help you?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Is the mayor home?
He's still sleeping. He woke up not feeling so great this morning.
Balric's a healer. He could probably take a look at him.
I mean, if you want to, I mean, it's not like it's just like, you know, a little something in the stomach, probably something he ate. But I wouldn't want you to be wasting all your, you know, fancy tricks on us.
Oh, there's plenty of salves and stuff that take the place of the fancy tricks.
All right then, I guess. Yeah. Come on in.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. She'll take you upstairs. Okay. Honey, your name again?
Ulrich.
Balric and
Aster.
Aster are here to see you.
Sorry, I don't think we met. What's your name?
It's Mayor.
No, it's the wife. I can look it up for you.
It's Mrs. Mayor.
Mrs. Mayor. Oh my God, where is it?
We're gonna go with Trisha.
No, it's not Trisha.
No. Okay.
Rufus is the mayor.
Yes,
Correct.
that is true.
Rufus got jokes. That's what I wrote. I didn't write it down.
Well, it's Trisha now.
Yep. Trisha Grimhollow. Because I didn't write it down either, like a fool.
Trisha.
Trisha's her middle name.
Trisha.
What? I'm Trisha.
Trisha. It's nice to meet you, Trisha.
And were you here, Rufus? Come on in.
Oh, head in.
He's kind of sitting up. It's a pretty basic bedroom. I mean, all of the furniture looks handmade. It's not, you know, fantastic quality, but it's definitely like sturdy construction. Same thing with the bed. Simple posts, but good size and sturdy. And he kind of sits up, his long nightshirt on. How y'all doing?
Morning.
Morning.
How you feeling? Your wife said you weren't feeling well.
Yeah, I woke up a little bit of fever, and you know, feeling a little bit just under the weather.
That's not good.
I'm sure I'll, you know, probably just something I ate.
Do you get sick like this often, or?
I don't know. Usually I'm pretty fit.
Not to make a mountain out of a molehill, but it couldn't be anything to do with the water making people sick, could it?
Oh no, I don't think so.
How does that usually work?
We boil all the water out, and water we bring out of the well.
Okay.
Is Trisha still in the room?
No.
Trisha. I wrote that his wife is a gunslinger. Yeehaw.
My bigger concern is it has something to do with our discussion last night. We were pretty drained after that.
Oh, maybe it's just, you know, a little bit worn out. Maybe I just need, you know, good hearty meal. Get me some eggs and some grits.
Do you remember our talk last night?
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of that was kind of fuzzy in my head even at the time, but yeah.
I'd like to try something. I don't know if it's gonna work, but if you'll allow me.
All right. Mind if I ask what it is?
It's some spell work.
All right.
It's helped people in the past. I don't have much in the way of fixing people's brains, but
Well, I don't really think you're going to do anything that's going to intentionally hurt me, so give it a shot, big guy.
Balric would never.
well, that's not true. Are you a bad guy?
I don't think so.
Oh, then yeah, I won't.
Wow, that seems kind of cut and dry. All right, well, I guess go for it then.
All right. But I know we haven't talked super hard about the herbalism side.
Mm-hmm.
Would I have knowledge of like for lack of a better term, a cleanse like drink?
Like, you know, some good like probably like detox type cleanse, but probably not anything that's gonna do a whole lot for like any type of like magic. But like if you were trying to get like toxins out of a body, you've probably got a couple.
Yeah. All right.
No, seriously, pumpkin.
I want to throw together one of those first.
Okay.
So I'll take some time and kind of get out everything. Is there a table in the room?
Yeah, there's a small table in the room.
I'll sit up on there and start pulling out herbs and grinding them.
Okay.
Talking to the two of you while I do.
Smells a little bit funny.
This part won't taste the best, but
I had that feeling.
I'll probably, while Balric's preparing stuff, just ask Rufus about where exactly they're from Skyraker Forest, and see if I know of them or they know a common, friend.
Well, I was there was a bunch of little farming communities out. We weren't part of any like the big co-ops, but we had a smaller farm. There was a family that had moved in recently, but I can't for the life of me think what their name was. Nice couple. They were.
Did they have any kids?
The wife was expecting their first.
How long ago was that?
Would have been probably a bit over 20 years now.
So, could it have been the Fenworths?
For some reason, I was thinking Benworth, but yeah, maybe Fenworth. I only met him maybe twice. Brought him over a pie.
The pies in that area are very good.
Well, I mean, best damn fruits you're gonna find around.
My parents actually own an orchard that the Fenworths sold to him a few years ago.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
We'll have to, maybe take a visit out there sometime.
Yeah.
How's it coming over the big guy?
It's coming along. Do you have a big bucket, like a really big bucket?
Yeah.
I can go get it. Where would it be? Downstairs?
No, there's go down the hall, take a left. It's the room on the end. That's where had some issues with a leaky roof. So.
I will go get that real quick.
Okay.
It's not a chamber pot, right?
No. It's a bucket. It's still got some water in it, and it's got kind of like that kind of old, stale smell to it.
I would probably bring it outside real quick, dump it out, like, preferably on some grass, and then bring it back up.
I would also call after you as you're walking out, like, can you clean it out too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will endeavor to do that.
Wipe it all out. Okay. You come back maybe a minute or two later.
Okay.
I scrubbed it with some hay. I hope that worked.
Okay. If you want to just set it on the ground.
Okay.
It's a good sized bucket.
Point at it and cast create water.
Okay. How much water can you create?
Up to 10 gallons,
Okay.
apparently.
You've made 3.
1/2.
5 cubic feet.
You thought you had a leaky roof.
I want to say for funsies, it like I do it, and then I don't know how to turn it off at first, so it's like keeps going. I'm like, oh no.
So when you see this bucket fill and the water is at the top,
Balric.
like it is like that surface tension holding it together.
Balric, it's about to spill.
It's fine.
It's not fun, Balric.
No, see, it's.
Not a drop is spilt out, but
See, I didn't spill. Anyways, you wanna get a cup for him and not spill?
Sure. I will take out, I guess, I'm assuming I have, like, a cup on my belt.
You have a camp cup.
Yeah, I'll take it. And
We're also in a house.
Oh, I'm sorry. Would you prefer one of your own cups, or is mine fine?
I mean, I'll take whatever, but I mean, we got cups and glasses downstairs.
I'll go get some. Hook mine back on my belt. Go downstairs.
Okay.
Trisha, where are your cups?
She's just sitting in her rocking chair. In there.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Bring
Get
it
a
back
cup.
up. I got a tall one and a short one. I didn't know what one you wanted.
Okay. You want to hand me the short one?
Okay.
Okay.
It's for you.
Thank you, Var.
Take the bigger one and fill that up. Put it next to Rufus. At this point, I'll take the Detox Concoction, bring it over to him. You're gonna want to drink this really fast.
Shoot it.
And then you should drink a lot of water throughout the rest of the day. Which is why I got you a bucket of it.
Well, that's some good thinking.
So go ahead and do that.
How is this gonna work? Like,
This is unrelated. That should just hopefully help you feel better if this doesn't work.
oh! And just like downs the water.
You dribbled a little bit on you.
Oh, I'm not putting that in my mouth.
That's fair. I know. Grab the water. Get him another glass.
Is it always this sticky?
You should drink more water.
What did you give him, clay?
I mean, that's part of it.
Oh, boy. Okay.
Man,
Drink your water. Do it.
I feel like I could brush my teeth with this stuff.
I wouldn't.
Probably not.
Jeez.
Just kind of.
I'm gonna like put my hand on his shoulder and start chanting in Druidic a little bit. And then I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration. And try and cure him of his ailment, which I know will not work, but...
You don't know that.
I don't remember what's the
You just have to believe.
Believe in yourself.
It's the bitch made restoration.
That's what I thought. It was just like.
Is there a normal restoration or
Greater.
It's just lesser and greater.
Okay.
Average restoration.
Just
Oh
restoration.
yeah, it's just
Mediocre
lesser
restoration.
restoration,
Restoration.
greater restoration.
Call restoration a long night.
So you aiming probably then for either a disease or a poison?
He poisoned his butt.
If I have to consciously pick one of those as Balric, yes.
Okay.
I would say disease.
Okay.
But if it's like a subconscious, I'm just trying to aim at something.
Okay.
I would try to be like clearing his mind up.
Okay.
However you want to flavor that.
You cast it on him and he kind of does oh. Yeah. Kind of.
How do you feel?
Actually, a bit better, I think.
How's your brain piece?
In what regards? Like, nothing more is brushing back, but definitely feels less fuzzy and muddled, and I don't feel as bad as I did.
That's good. Right? That's good.
Yeah.
Something. Definitely.
I feel like I forgot to do something today, though. Yeah. Probably just side effects.
I mean, today is the 16th. Is that date of any significance to you?
16th of what?
Air. 1,000 year of our king.
Well, I mean, the king's been dead for quite a while now, but you sure about that date?
Yeah, what date do you think it is?
I don't know. It just it doesn't seem right.
I very meticulously keep notes in my journal. It is definitely the 16th.
Oh, did you like forget about an anniversary or something? Because I've heard that doesn't go well.
Actually, well, it is in like 3 days, so I should really. Maybe she wants a new stock for the shotgun. Shit.
Shotgun.
Yeah, her. That's what she calls it. It's one of those big like blunderbuss things that instead of just kind of she got this big case and thing she puts in with a little bit of gunpowder and it just kind of all sorts of little bits come out of it.
Mine doesn't have little bits, it just has one bit.
Yeah, this doesn't go super. It doesn't typically go super far. I mean, she's got the little ones for the birds, and then the slightly bigger ones for some of the running around animals.
Elk.
Yeah.
Deer.
Lizard folk.
I don't like any of this.
Well, if you're feeling better, we've got things to do, stuff and
Oh
things.
yeah. Don't let old Rufus hold you up.
Try to think on what you forgot today.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure it'll come to me.
if you could try to think about the last date you remember, what date you think it is.
Yeah.
Seems pretty significant.
I'll go look at my diary and see what I got in there.
Okay.
Well, once again, it looks like I'm in you folks' debt. So, thank you.
Yeah, Balric, thank you.
I walk out.
Okay.
Remember to drink your water.
Oh yeah. Would you mind sliding the bucket a little bit closer?
Sure. Push it over. Slosh it.
Can you just put that on the spot that spilled over there too? I hand you a cloth.
Jeez.
Thank you.
I'm not your mother. What'd you drop?
I greatly appreciate it. Well,
Feel better.
of course. You head out.
Make like a baby and head out.
Have a nice day.
You too. That was Trisha?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
She seemed off at all.
She seemed off, right?
You mean insight roll as you're leaving?
I'm going to.
Okay.
14. Right? 13.
17.
She seems a little checked out.
Trisha, are you okay?
Oh yeah. Right as rain.
Inside check again.
Okay. Go
Wait,
for it.
seriously?
If you want to insight check her again?
Is she lying?
Yeah.
That wasn't so good.
Could I argue advantage because I already have bad vibes from her?
Oh.
No.
Vibe check was a negatory.
She looks to
She's
believe
fine,
what she's
Balric.
saying.
We should get going.
Got a big smile on her face.
Okay, well, if you wanna cleanse your body of some toxins, I just did a thing for your husband up there, and I can't right now, but I'll come back later if that's something you want.
Nah, I got something that takes care of that. It's called bourbon. You burn it out.
You sound like my
that's not how that
dad.
works.
Been working pretty good so far.
Oh boy.
I leave. On the way over.
Okay.
That's not how that works.
What, bourbon? I'm pretty sure that's exactly how it works.
No, that's called alcoholism.
Okay. It helps.
Shut up, alcoholic.
It helps some people.
There's a difference.
so 3 of you head towards the mining camp, and kind of there's the path that kind of would have taken you up towards the graveyard, and you kind of dip down, and it moves into a bit of depression. If you want to go to 1.
Clinical depression.
And as you kind of come around, you see a bunch of some tents, the best way to describe them would be shacks or shanties. Like, they are definitely not as robust as a house. You can see kind of towards like the back end what looks to be what's probably like the latrine area. It's kind of got more of a camp feel than a town. But there are 1 or 2 buildings interspersed. One real close down towards what looks to be this huge hole that just kind of appears in the ground. One kind of on the far side. It looks, you're guessing that's probably the hospital or something along those lines. And then there's another small building that you're coming up closer to, which looks a bit more like a house. So you guess that's a decent chance of where you're going to find the foreman.
Are there people like out and about doing stuff?
Yeah.
Somebody active?
Yeah, there are some people. There are people out. You see a group that are heading out towards the giant hole, and there's like what looks to be kind of like an elevator system that's been set up. It's a big wooden structure that comes out, and there's this wooden platform, and you see some people get on it, and like it sways as it goes down, and you just.
Can I get a vibe check
from
the people?
Yeah, you can do it at advantage because you're just trying to get the general vibe of.
You said hospital. Is it like a full-on building, like an actual hospital, or are we talking like a first aid tent for miners?
A little bit like a small like a first aid building, but it's very like basic. There's like you're able to catch it, like the words are kind of small across the thing, and it's like doctor, and it's misspelled.
Mr. Doctor.
That was a 14.
It's DOCTER.
First aid tent and morgue.
Yeah.
First aid morgue.
What was that?
14.
14.
For vibe check.
Seemed just kind of like a pretty normal day. Like, these people don't seem like overly excited, but you're assuming that miners probably aren't.
Yeah, they don't look like they're about to form a union.
No.
Okay.
No. You're not even sure that this is like a full collective here. It's like almost like you can see where there are spots where like the tents and some of the shanties kind of have like a bit of a break where it almost looks like there are small groups within them now. Around that main building where the foreman is, like that's probably the largest without like a significant break in between any of the tents and shanties.
Alright, well, we should probably just head directly there, and then we can talk to people after.
Yeah?
I do want to talk to a couple of the miners and find out what's their view on things.
At least want to talk to kids.
I'm a party clown.
Finally
You just
fired
want to
back.
find a muscly man. You just want to find a sweaty, muscular man.
Can't find men in
The fact that you think so little of me is impressive.
Really, 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 really. Because who here was flirting with the fancy bard? With Mr. Marivaldi?
You know me, Nadia. You know
hey, they
I
have a
flirt with
shower
literally everyone. Oh, hi, what?
Yeah, I was lying. She's right.
Let's go. You got me. Damn you. I'm impressed.
Cameron.
Cameron, he wants to give you inspiration.
Ooh, nice
That was good.
catch.
All right, so you get over to. Again, this is probably like a 500 to 700 square foot, like 1-bedroom house, but biggest of them all. And you get up there. There's a rocking chair on the porch, and you can see some movement on the inside. There's a couple people, just kind of hanging out by their tents as you walk up. One guy's just got a big old thing of chew in his mouth. A couple of them are just smoking. There's this burly half-orc woman who's just carrying, comes down, just carrying, 2 large sacks and just kind of heads off towards the mine. Just kind of... it's one of those, okay. And just, as she pans across the 3 of you, it's more like, you don't belong here.
I am making eye contact with everyone who looks my way.
I am not paying any attention.
You probably get a few, low, growls. And probably 1 or 2 whistles or catcalls because they're garbage human beings.
All miners are assholes.
Yes. Hey.
Children are the worst.
To the people just sitting on the porch there. I'm just gonna walk up. Well, good afternoon, friends.
Afternoon? It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Feels like an afternoon, doesn't it? It's exhausting. This day goes by so slowly.
I mean, carrying around all those fancy clothes, I bet.
It is tiring. In fact, I'm here to talk to somebody. And I thought you might be of help. You two looked so wise sitting there.
Do you know where Dendrick Willow Switch is?
One of them kind of pulls his pipe out, raps on the window. Dandrick! Your guests!
Thank you kindly.
Mighty kind of you.
Yeah. That's what we're here for. Supposed to be out anyway. We're figuring out what doing down there today.
Need a light?
I know, I'm good. Blows like a big cloud of smoke.
When he's not looking, I snap my fingers and turn it pink.
Nice. And about 15 seconds later, dwarf opens his door. How's it going?
Mr. Willowswitch, is it?
That's the one.
May we have a moment of your time?
Yeah. What can I do for you? Come on inside.
Thank you, thank you.
And he'll shake all of your hands as you go in. Dendrick Willowswitch.
Gideon Wildflower.
Nadio Total.
Maul.
Simple, I like it. All of your hands are dirty.
I secretly.
Okay. You're not even sure what it is, but there's just you didn't even really see anything. It's just like that it's got kind of a ew feel afterwards. Yeah. Y'all want something to drink?
Almost
Yes.
always. What do you have?
Excellent.
Got a little bit of water, and there's this old, kind of crappy looking pot that looks to be over a fire, and I got ale.
You know, ale sounds lovely.
I'll take an L.
Okay, he goes and grabs some, and I'm not even gonna ask you.
I'm gonna hold it and talk with it, but at no point am I actually gonna drink it.
Okay.
I drank it.
I don't trust any liquor in this place now.
It's homemade. Not as bad as ship booze, but close. You're impressed. There's something else in here that you're not used to. It's probably some sort of paint stripping agent.
Is that turpentine?
Great vintage.
So,
Sometimes you just gotta forget.
So we were looking to find some information out about this mine. And some of the miners. See, we're working with the mayor of the town and thought we'd do some investigating.
you're not trying to come in here and claim jump, are you?
No,
Not at all.
I think.
Do I look like I really want anything in the mine?
No, but you look like, those fancy type that come in with their money and their muscle and try to,
I think a proper introduction is in order. We are from the Township of Hope. I am the mayor. We came here seeking aid and assistance in exchange for our own aid towards this town.
Trade, help, whatever we can offer.
Now, one
Muscle.
of the problems that has been brought up by Rufus is the fact that every time you dig a well, something goes horribly awry.
Yeah, and people seem to it seems to kind of go sour after a little bit.
Yes. We are particularly talented in finding out why things are fucky. So, we are just...
We have a nose for finding the trouble.
this isn't some scam, right?
I promise you it's
No.
not. No scam at all.
There's a lot of lives at stake here, you know. So I just want to make sure we're not playing around
If
with
you
that.
do not believe our story, you are more than welcome to go check with the mayor, who will back up everything we've said.
No. If Rufus thought you were going to be in trouble, he would have shot you in the back while you were coming down here.
Probably. He seems like he's a strong, good leader.
He
And I
or
respect
his
him.
wife.
Ooh,
Money's
she's
on the wife.
wonderful.
And yeah, no. You don't want to get on the bad side of his wife. That's how I'm now the foreman.
What were you before?
The foreman's brother.
Oh. Right, well,
Okay.
with all of that laid out in front of you, would you be amenable to helping us?
I mean, what kind of help you? I mean, I don't. It's a
Well-
mine. We go down there, we hit stuff with a pick, and bring it back up.
We're looking a bit for information, for some maps, for some stories.
We have heard stories of disappearing miners, of strange whisperings in caves.
See, I don't know about that. You know, people going missing in the mine. That's people not paying attention and falling in holes.
Sure.
I
And-
can understand that.
Whispering. I mean, this is gonna sound crude, but you ever farted in a mine?
Only once.
That sound echoes for a while, and it can sound like a lot of things.
Sure.
I think it's more the idea that the
wait.
mine's underground. It's so is the well water.
Well, I reckon that's, you know.
As much as we wish that nothing's wrong, clearly something is. And it could just turn out to be something perfectly mundane, like perhaps there's just a toxic ore that's hitting the water. But our job here is to figure it out. And every bit of information you give us, or your workers give us, leads us down that road.
All right. Well, let me go get my papers. And he
Thank you.
walks over and like opens up like a small chest, and it's just like full of papers, and he starts like kind of like rifling through stuff. And
He didn't leave the room, did he?
no,
While
like,
his back is turned, I'm gonna look for anything important.
And I'm gonna pour the rest, like half of my drink into Maul's cup.
cups. This isn't the bottle.
Oh. Very carefully.
Ooh.
Oh,
Are we
hey.
doing perception?
Or investigation.
Probably be investigation if you're looking for something like specific, like trying to find something.
It's even
Well,
better.
that's even better. 24.
Good roll.
You don't. You see where he's at in his desk, and it looks like that's where most of it is. But up on one of his shelves, like the stuff in here is pretty grimy, but there's this one spot where it's just kind of on a kind of high up shelf that looks to be almost completely devoid of dust. You can't, like, it's got like bottles and jars kind of like set up in a way that you really can't see the back,
Is
but
it
it's
devoid of dust in like this is a fake door and it swings out sort of a way?
more of like something's probably up on the shelf that he's up there regularly, so those things haven't had a chance to.
Okay. It might just be the alcohol.
Is it where you got the alcohol
No.
from?
Okay.
Is there anything just like right in front of me on the desk? What was the last thing he's working on? Anything in particular?
Looking at it, like, there's not a ton of this, but there's a few crumpled pieces of paper. If you kind of peek into when it looks like he was starting to write something, and got like a little bit of a line in, and then crumpled it up, and you get something like mornings so bright in the first one, then it's eyes
He's writing poetry.
like
So bright.
sparkle,
Oh.
like crystals, and just kind of just like really try to write something, but just not.
Do I see any name on any of those?
No.
Just two more questions. Does it look like he sleeps in this area? This
Yeah,
house?
there's a spot towards the back that looks like it's more like curtained off than anything. Like this is like a big studio apartment, but they didn't really do much of like a very good job. Like they tried to make it more than what it was.
Is there locks on the doors and the windows?
The door looks like it has a lock on it. With how dirty those windows are, you're not sure if they open or not.
Okay, that's it. Just taking a mental note of all those things.
Yeah, it's like you like when he banged on the windows and you got close up there, you thought maybe it was just because it was dark inside. No, it's just kind of like almost like this like whitewash of like grime that's on the inside that you're like, oh, that's why I can't see anything.
Gross.
I mean, it offers a level of privacy you guys haven't had in a while.
It's an all-natural window tint.
Exactly.
But what are we breathing in?
Iron.
It is. It's very dust and sweat in here.
Okay.
Yum.
Yeah.
So we just wait patiently for him to fish out his things.
Okay, and he'll come over and be like, well, I got this down, and this is kind of shows where the wells have been dug, and I mean we do have 2 caverns that go down that way.
Do you still currently mind them? Or have they been closed off or unused?
No, they're. I mean, I think occasionally people will go down there, but nobody's found anything decent down there in a while.
Right. Well, how recently since the last group of people had gone missing? Because we were led to understand that periodically miners go in and most don't come back.
Well, Bobby, Roland, Ted, all. Yeah, that was the last one. The 3 of them, they were going checking out down M25, and no, I mean we sent some guys down there, but nothing.
Now, would you mind, on top of those maps, making a list of survivors from recent forays that had failed, so we can go have a talk with them?
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, I guess I can give you the name of a couple guys.
That would be wonderful, thank you.
Do you have a map to where exactly these people went last? Where in N25?
Well, when you get down there, we tried to kind of do letters this way and then numbers. Let's go in a clockwise fashion.
Okay.
That's good to know. That'll help us in navigating our way through there.
Yeah, we didn't get too far down that one. It really just kind of seemed like a dead end more than anything.
That's really deep.
Yeah. This is very deep.
Wow, okay.
Now, what's that old story about Tarmsworth falling into this?
Yeah, no, he there was a big sinkhole that he fell into.
Did he answer too quickly?
That's how fast his response came.
Okay. Did he push him down? Is he guilty? 19?
It was.
Cut and dry, he's guilty.
It wasn't like you're not getting guilt, but like because I'm assuming that was an insight roll.
Yes.
It came out.
Like
It's a
programmed
rehearsed
response.
story.
It just popped out. Yeah.
Does he look like his eyes were glazed over when he said it, or anything that would denote that he was charmed, or memory wiped, or...
Nothing visible, no.
Do you miss him?
I never met him.
Oh, you never met him?
No.
Okay.
But, Mr. Marivaldi, up in the fancy house.
Old friends, I've heard.
Yeah, no, they were the ones that originally kind of found the area.
What do you think of Mr. Marivaldi? He's very interesting, isn't he?
One of those fancy pants guys, you know.
Don't
I
I
don't know.
just?
I would guess so, but he doesn't come down here too often.
Well, you know, sometimes the most simple of us are the most artistic And sometimes the fancy pants in us are all awash in nothing.
All right.
What do you consider yourself?
I don't know, a decent miner, all right boss, maybe someday an aspiring poet.
Poet? Interesting. Have you written any works I'd know? Or?
No, I'm still pretty amateur, but you know.
I'd love to read some of your work sometimes.
Likewise.
We'll see about that.
I promise any critique I give you would be kind.
Anybody want some more drinks?
I'm sure he would.
I am all set.
All right. Well, oh yeah, you wanted some names.
Yeah, if you could just make that list for us.
Urok.
Do you mind if I write this down?
Yes.
I'd, like, reach for a crumpled up piece of paper on his desk.
Hey, here, I got a fresh one.
Oh. I didn't see anything.
And he just kind of like, face is just kind of red and just like, Urok. Belinda, Four Thumbs.
Gee. Okay.
And
What's her deal?
Tony One Eye.
Tony One Eye?
Tony One Eye.
Tony One Eye.
I bet it's because he has one eye.
I bet you it's because he has two.
Now, Belinda Four Thumbs I get, but why Tony One Eye?
I'm assuming it's because he's a cyclops. One big eye in the center of his forehead.
Yep.
I mean, the story is quarter Cyclops, but that was a good guess.
Sometimes I just know things.
Quarter Cyclops?
Weird. Alright.
Like he's 1/4 Cyclops.
I'm a cyclops on my mother's side.
Should have done some wild ratio like 5/16.
11/45.
He's 1/13 Cyclops.
Anything else I can do for you folks?
Not that I can think of.
I think
Yeah.
What time do the miners all come up from the mine?
Oh no, we got stuff going on almost all day. People work in shifts. Some guys are a little bit more antisocial, so they'll take some of the other shifts. You know.
Do you mean they work through the night? There's like a 24/7 kind of cycle going?
I mean, we're not gonna stop people from going down there. I got watches and I got elevator operators throughout the evening. So yeah, pretty much.
Interesting.
Can't tell the time of day underground.
Yeah, see.
Guess so.
Fair point.
Well, I think that's about it here.
Except for Belinda, she seems to always know what time it is. But
It's because of her thumbs.
maybe.
She's just really good at holding them up to the sun. Which is hard to do in a mine, but somehow she does it.
There you go. You're an odd bunch, but
Thanks.
I gotta get some things moving for the day. So
Of course, we'll stop bugging you. Thank you for everything.
yeah. Are you gonna finish your beer?
No, please, you do.
All right.
It's too late in the afternoon for me.
Just kind of he'll open the door and you'll get that kind of like wait a minute as he closes it. He'll come out and start talking to the two old timers on the porch.
As I'm walking away real quick, just like over my shoulder, in his glasses, the guy who like they just cloud pink a little.
Oh man, I'll have to go see the doctor.
Oops. He's got pink eye.
Got to be Tommy No Eye.
The two of you are. I'm assuming you were coming to meet the group, right?
Yes.
As you're coming down into the main kind of mine shanty town area, you see the other three coming out of like the one like actual decent sized building on this side of the camp.
Oh, well.
No, Aster, I'm telling you, bourbon isn't gonna do anything to detox the body.
You don't have to argue with me that I know.
I don't understand why she thinks it will.
Because she's an alcoholic. Which is probably not the best for somebody who has a quote-unquote a shotgun. But,
You see Balric and Aster. Balric's fairly animated when you first see him trying to explain something to Aster, like just like this complete like befuddle, like it's like I don't understand this, hands.
Somebody said something mildly confusing.
I'm assuming by his reaction,
Damn.
somebody probably complimented him. Oh god, it's gone.
Oh no!
Here.
Gone forever.
Thanks.
All right. So
I'm assuming y'all were successful.
Define success. Wait, we got free drinks. Yes.
They were fantastic. You should go in and ask for some. Don't ask for some. They were awful. I'm not even gonna pretend they were bad.
Yeah, we got a list of names. We got.
Did you get a map?
Did we get the map?
I did. I took them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got the map.
Okay.
We have a place to go. Lead N25.
N.
N25. It goes down alphabetically
N
and
or
around
N.
around numerically.
Oh, did you ask about Tarmsworth?
Yeah. He seemed.
He said he fell in a hole.
He
answered
fell in a
very
hole,
quickly.
but he answered. It was like. Have you ever rehearsed an answer? It was rehearsed.
That or he's just sick of people mentioning it.
Well, he didn't seem mad. Just he
Well,
said
no,
it very quickly.
but I mean, if somebody asks you the same question over and over again,
Sure,
you just like
but
spit it out.
If you're sick of hearing it, there's usually annoyance or some sort of cadence to your voice. It's not just
Something
this
like,
happened.
oh yes, him.
Okay,
you know.
sick of it weren't the words to use. Just he's had multiple people ask him probably.
I'm just not trusting anyone right now.
Okay, well my money's still on what's his face.
sure.
Sure, but one person has already been brainwashed. I stage wisher brainwashed. So who's to say another one hasn't been?
Do you think the water is doing it?
I wouldn't count it out.
Or has the water been killing people? Or both?
I don't think they gave any indication that it actually killed anybody.
But also,
Probably the water.
he was boiling water in there. Have we seen anyone else boiling water? Or they
The mayor said they boil all the water.
okay? So what
Maybe.
else could be in there that's causing it that wouldn't be boiled away?
Maybe
I
it's
suppose.
extreme alchemical science, and it's not in the water itself, but the steam that you. It's like once you heat it up and it gets airborne,
Maybe.
like mustard gas, except no.
Well, it's that or something that can't be boiled away, like heavy metals, or perhaps something magical.
Or something.
Do you have something to share, Bulwark?
Jenna, hold on.
You'll come, dear.
Keep going. I'll chime in.
In other news,
You don't say.
Rufus's wife seemed a little bit weird today.
How so?
I don't know, just weird. She insisted she was fine, but
Did she seem trigger happy?
no, she seemed bourbon happy.
That's weird.
Why?
Oh, this town would make me drink too, actually. So I don't think it's too weird.
She tried saying bourbon is going to cleanse her body, and it won't. It won't do anything.
It'll cleanse your soul
No, it won't.
for a
Um,
It
night.
has
If you
no
drink enough of
detoxing
it-
properties.
You'll throw up, and then it's a purgative, and that's very cleansing.
Mm.
He's not wrong.
Alcohol kills germs.
Germs on the inside.
You can't die from infected water if you're only drinking alcohol.
That's actually a really good point.
I know things.
Have we gotten any of this water?
I don't want to. I'm not drinking it.
Well, I'm sure, but I would like to look at it.
We should, perhaps, to try and detect magic on it, or...
Sure.
When we've been walking around town, have we seen like multiple wells, or is it insinuated that like once it goes bad, they just kind of like?
There was a well in town that didn't seem to be used, and when you were coming this way, you could see where there had been a couple of wells kind of set a little bit away from where everybody was, and you didn't see anybody using any of them. You have yet to see anybody pull something from a well.
That's weird, actually.
So where are they pulling water from?
I don't know.
Might be the most recent well.
Yeah, but
On the map, he marked like the wells, right?
Mhm.
Do they look like they were done in any particular order? Are they dated? Is there any data?
There's the map is kind of hand done, so there are spots that are faded. It looks like they did one close to town, and then they tried to do one like really close to the mine, and then they did one kind of in between, and then there's one kind of on the other side. It's like where the road was coming down, like where the fork is, where you go up to the the graveyard or down to the mine. That looks to be the newest one.
I mean, no wonder.
Could I look at it and draw from our experiences, like seeing murder mystery shows and stuff?
We've got a lot of that.
Is there
True crime in Eberron?
Yes. Is there like a visual pattern to where the wells are located?
Ooh.
Is it like a pentagram?
Does it make a symbol?
Yeah, does it make an
Connects?
arcane symbol?
Roll an
It's-
investigation roll.
Can you do an advantage because now I'm like over her sholdder going, no,
Sure.
connect
Can I
this
roll
one.
perception to see if Nadia's wearing a tinfoil hat?
Full Metal Alchemist.
Ooh! All right.
Perception? 22?
There does not appear to be any significant pattern other than that it looks like they tried to do it near the city, near the mine, and then they just kind of started trying other
You missed
spots.
such an opportunity. We could have had a moment, John.
I'm sorry.
You can see one half of the number 69.
Never mind.
I'm pretty sure it still looks like a ram skull to me.
It looks like a duck.
No, but that's the horn, not the bill.
No, but if you... Look, it's like this.
Oh, more of a goose.
You notice that like
Okay.
people are like actually starting to like watch you guys now.
Guys, Veridar told me about this thing once. He called it... he called it Anatar's razor.
Wow, you looked up Occam's razor, didn't you?
I was trying to find something similar to it.
Okay, go
Oh,
on.
that's not legit. I just wrote that down thinking it was a legit thing.
It's canon.
What?
What is this Anatar's razor?
It's that we're pretty sure it's the basis of it is that like don't overthink things. It's usually what
The
it seems
simplest
like
thing.
it is.
Yeah,
So if we already know Marivaldi's doing some stuff,
it's probably
probably
just
all
him.
Marivaldi.
Yeah.
Sure, but it's more the method through which he's doing it that has to be
Magic.
established.
We need to know exactly what's going on and...
We can, like, we know he has similar magic to you guys.
Well, I can't taint a water supply if that's what you're insinuating.
I'm saying that's not him.
Alright.
We're trying to attribute the mind control to this water to him, and I think we're just
They're two separate things.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fair. I'll
Sure.
go with that. So, do you have any like hypothesis or idea what you think it would be?
Oh no, not at all.
Well, okay, so maybe he's not doing it, but he's taking advantage of the situation.
Or he might be tainting the water even, but I don't think it's
Oh,
mind
but
controlling people.
If he has all of these dead, yes.
Hey, we should probably get somewhere more private.
Yes, we should. We're gonna go find somewhere more private.
Okay.
As we're walking by people who are obviously staring. Hi. Where's the go-to well these days?
The one kind of right up the hill.
Okay, thank you.
Are you one of the miners?
He's obviously like in his 40s
No,
getting
I'm
it.
I'm a juggler.
That
Really?
was sarcasm.
You juggle? I know a guy who juggles. Do you have any bubble gum?
No.
Okay.
What do you
Was that
want?
thieves' camp or something?
My friend, I just have a question for you. See, we're looking into what's damaging the water supply and problems in the mine. We heard some of you go in, and some don't come out quite often.
Gideon, he's a juggler.
Well, he's juggling things in the mine. It's impressive, actually.
Did you lie to us?
It was a joke.
Excuse my friend.
Alright.
You shouldn't bring children down into places like this.
Well, I never would insinuate that. Now, I'm
mean,
gonna
you're-
like pull out
he is
a
one
gold
of the
coin
top,
and
he's
just be like
minor.
rolling it in my fingers. Now, What happens when you go down there?
You pick where you're gonna go. You go mine some stuff, and depending on how much you bring back, you get some gold.
You do. And do you know anyone who's had any scary encounters in the mine?
I don't really take too much stock in any of that.
I don't, any of the stories. I want to hear them. I love a good story. I'll make it worth your while, and I just press the digitation, second coin in my hand.
Those folks that he points to a spot. So you've got where you guys are heading down to. There's the elevator, and then there's a group of tents and shanties that are kind of right near the edge. That there's a good almost a half circle around. Down there's probably gonna be your better bet.
Well, thank you so much for your information, and good luck with your juggling career.
Thanks.
And I give him a coin.
Sorry, wait, I have a question before you leave.
I ain't going nowhere.
Oh, okay. You said that, depending on what you find, you get paid for?
Yeah.
Does that mean it's kind of everybody for themselves?
Kinda. You can get in with the camp up top and you get a better cut, but they kind of send you here, send you there. Those of us who kind of freelance it, we don't get it's quite a good percentage, but
So, hypothetically, you go down into the mine,
Mhm.
spend all day laboring, you come up with a lot of just plain old rocks. Someone else just finds some nice ores and grabs them in an hour's work. They would get paid more than you.
if I brought up rocks and they brought up ore, yeah, I wouldn't get money and they would.
You should form a union.
What's that?
Never mind.
Sorry, one more thing. Do you think, you and your fellows kind of have a negative sort of competition with each other then? To the point where you'd hurt each other?
What are the miners' attitudes towards each other?
If you were mining and say, you stopped to get a drink or, walk down a little bit, take a piss, and somebody came back and was mining in your spot,
That would be a problem.
yeah. Other than that, no, for the most part. I mean, there's only you typically do that once.
Does anyone ever steal from each other?
All the ones that did aren't a problem no more.
As in they're dead?
Did they go fishing in the sinkhole?
No, they were probably pushed or thrown in by whoever they stole from.
Okay.
Do you have names? Examples?
No, we don't expect you to turn on your friends. Never that.
No, that's not how that works.
How do you feel about Bobby Daniels?
Nice enough kid.
Okay.
Type to steal anything or no?
Nah. I think, frankly, one of those, probably a little bit too soft for the mines.
Gotcha.
Was he younger and not hardened by the world yet?
Yeah, some of these kids come down here and they think they're gonna strike it rich down there, and you can do all right, but it ain't,
They're all looking for that once in a lifetime.
Exactly.
Well, sir, I hope you find your once in a lifetime.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, well, thank you. I'm just curious. Why are you asking so many damn questions?
We're just working with the mayor to try and clean up the water supply and find out what's going on.
Rufus, he's a great guy.
Isn't he?
Yeah.
I love his wife too.
I wouldn't mess with her, but yeah.
Yes, I've learned that lesson, judging by the way everyone reacts when we bring her up.
We got drinking a little bit too much, and he lifts up his shirt, and you can see where there's 3 little spots about this big on his side. I only caught the edge of it, but that stung.
She shot at you.
What
Well,
did you do?
she was shooting at my brother, and I was just too close.
She
But I
has
guess-
a problem with brothers. Did anyone notice that?
I mean,
Or it's just she has a problem with men,
That's easy.
that's
which
fair.
I can understand that.
Hey, did you hear what happened with Tarm?
Yeah. Fell in a sinkhole. And just points.
That sucks.
I mean, not for me. Weren't for that, we wouldn't have this mine.
How so? I thought the mine was here with him, like he was one of the founders. And wouldn't you be here mining even if he had...
Nah, they were Dragon Shard prospectors. Out here for the big money.
Interesting. Are there any dragon shards in this mine?
You occasionally find a few. My thought is that whatever they had found kind of dipped in with it. He's like, this all just kind of caved a bit when it happened.
Do you know why the mine caved in?
Why the sinkhole? I don't know. I'm no rock doctor.
A rockter.
Do we have a rockter?
No. But we have the doctor over there.
Okay.
Doctor!
I helped build the building.
Oh, that was very kind of you.
Yeah.
Thank
I did
you.
the sign.
You did magnificently. Your handwriting is fantastic.
I'll walk away.
I try. He smiles like 4 teeth.
I'm gonna make my way to the well that he said they have been using
Oh,
up
Okay.
the hill.
I was walking towards that other camp.
I want to
Okay.
I want to go to the camp too.
grab everyone in a secluded spot.
Oh, okay.
Ah.
So Aster starts to go
Just,
in one
like,
direction,
yank
and
me
you
back.
see Nadia and Gideon kind of heading off in another direction, and bring them all back in.
Don't stretch it out.
Jeez.
Let's go over there.
Okay,
Yes.
sure.
You find a little spot off.
Look around quick, make sure no one's around.
Somebody's around.
Right. How many of us are rolling perception checks?
Go for it.
I also want to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
See if there's any
Not me.
magic around us.
I got an 18.
For some reason,
18,
I'm very suspicious.
Dirty 20.
30, 20.
19.
You don't see anything magical. Or you don't think you do at first, but then you kind of you're kind of scanning around, and like some like motes of dust kind of come up out of the mine, and like occasionally dispersed there's kind of these weird sparkles that kind of pop out occasionally. Just kind of, you'll see them kind of in the air. Nothing like too dense, but like it's almost like fireflies like around the area is the best way to describe it.
Do I get any sniffs of any kind of magic in particular, or is it all just like is it too fleeting?
It feels a little bit more unfocused than that. Like it's just kind of like kind of how when like a spell kind of ends and that the energy kind of dissipates and breaks, it's kind of more of like that, where it's just kind of almost like strands of just magic. But no, nobody around. It looks like nobody really is paying a whole lot of attention to you either. It looks like you guys have a good spot where you're really not really visible to anybody.
Look, I know we're suspicious of Marivaldi already, but this may seem paranoid. Am I crazy, or has everyone been saying the exact same things about Rufus and Trisha too?
No, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just by reputation, but it's always a lot of the same language.
Like the exact same language.
Does that ring true to me? Does, like, looking back on it?
Yeah, it's just things are starting to seem very similar between what people are saying.
But thinking back on last night, he was definitely being some sort of controlled.
I mean, yeah.
There was something going on in his head. Yeah, there was definitely some sort of nudging.
And it was definitely coming from Marivaldi.
You You don't have anything to 100% say that, but that is where you could probably say that the clues have pointed, because it seemed to be in that memory where you really kind of got that vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't even know what date it was.
That's odd.
That doesn't seem like something he'd do himself.
It certainly seems odd. It could just be safe to assume that with how long Marivaldi's been here, he has had time to enchant everyone in some capacity.
Or he has had time to work through Rufus. I think that this points back to Marivaldi. I saw very clearly into Rufus's mind last night. It all started when he met Marivaldi. Now, whether or not he is involved, can we say that it is of his own free will?
I have a feeling that all of this is connected, even the water source. I know you said before that it's not like magic that we do, but if he has undead creatures, and people are going missing in the mines, where are those dead bodies? Where are they being stored? Where are they?
And if he can exert a certain level of control over the mayor, then there's every possibility that he can exert control over someone else who can poison the water supply.
Or even so much, I was just insinuating that the bodies are infecting the water supply. You know, you have a bunch of dead
That's what
bodies.
I've been saying this whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
I just think it's connected to Marivaldi directly.
No.
In whatever capacity, I think he's our common denominator.
Now, I want to talk to them, and I
Agreed.
also want to take a good look at the water and the current well and some of the previous wells.
I'm just saying maybe we should be a little more careful about our questions.
Okay.
We don't ask anymore today. We have that dinner with him tonight. It's not like we're really going to find out much more. If we do ask around, that's just going to be more dangerous. We don't want him to find out.
Didn't he know we were going to be looking into the water situation? I thought we said it when he was there.
Yeah, he knew that.
And
Sure.
he didn't react in any way. So if we stop asking questions, that's more suspicious.
So we just become more selective with the questions we ask.
Like not asking about Marivaldi.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
But you could ask about him in a, ooh, do you think he's hot kind of way?
Well, see, I thought
Does
that
he
was-
like fur balls?
I thought that was the capacity I was already doing it in when I asked old what's-his-face up there. Whittle Switch or whatever.
Actually, you know what?
What? I love that devilish grin.
I mean, there's only one way to find out what exactly he's getting into.
Are you saying I need to get into him?
Maybe.
Challenge accepted.
That, or just pose some sort of distraction while we look around his place.
If my role for the evening is to get in the mood, then I am well prepared for it.
My goodness.
Nadia, you have to admit it's kind of a okay.
I mean, I
idea.
already
No,
flirted.
it's a good idea. It's just the number of times I've had to live through this. You don't understand. It's okay.
Even I'm
It's
starting
fine.
to feel bad for her, actually.
Really should.
Yeah, only a little.
We
It
had
comes and goes.
hammocks. Hammocks.
You know, I don't think you'll ever forget the shape of my butt.
No,
through
I
hammock
won't
material.
forget it.
It is flattering, though.
There's a whistle that goes off, and you hear like the cranking of gears, and you see the elevator start. Looks to be making its way back up. It'll whistle, and then it'll start moving again. There'll be a loud whistle, and it does that about 3 or 4 times before it gets back up to the top.
So it was at like D.
Huh?
It was at D.
It doesn't seem like it.
It's not quick.
It's like the space in between it was kind of irregular.
So it didn't correspond to levels.
It didn't seem like it, no.
Okay.
Well, we should go over there and talk to some of these names on the list here.
Yep.
Belinda Four Thumbs. and-
Urok, Belinda Four Thumbs, and Tony One Eye?
I can't wait to meet these people. After that, we'll go look at the wells, and then by then it'll probably be... At some point, we should get ready for dinner.
I mean, why don't we just divide and conquer?
Sure. I would love to go talk to the people. I'll be more useful at that than the wells.
Yeah, I will too.
So.
Although, should we split up the mouths?
There shouldn't be too much talking to be done down by the wells.
Okay.
We're always a better combined force.
So who's going where?
We're gonna talk to some people.
Okay.
Well time.
Okay. Well, what are you two gonna do?
Well, first of all, I don't like this.
What?
I don't like that everyone has the same things to say.
Yeah.
What do you think we should do then?
I think we shouldn't split up at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you think we should still question everybody in town?
If that's what we've been doing, that's what we have to keep doing. But I don't know, maybe I'm just being too paranoid.
No such thing.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I take that back, but you're not being too paranoid.
It's I don't like how everyone has the same thing to say, yeah? But everyone's looking at us like we've got 4 heads, which I'm used to.
I mean,
I'm used to that too.
It's a little extra.
I don't know if you've noticed, the only really normal one in this group is him, and he is missing an eyeball.
Well, sure, but
He is too.
sure.
It's just a weird looking one,
But
no
there's weird looks happening.
Sure. This whole town has been what, like, just dwarves, some humans,
Yeah,
like the 3 goblins or whatever, and that's pretty much it.
it's about what you've seen so far, yeah.
Yeah. There's no tieflings here.
Sure, but it was the same in Hope.
I don't know.
Okay.
What do you think? You've been super quiet this whole time, and you see a lot.
Seems like you all want to talk to people. Can keep doing that. I mean, if we're just going to keep getting the same answer, I don't really see the point.
I agree with that.
If it was a poison well, I imagine they'd block it up, so I don't really think we're going to see any water in any old wells.
Yeah.
We could just go in the mine.
But if we...
We do have an appointment.
Yeah. And I would love to go into the mine, but I really want to go into this appointment fresh.
Yes,
agreed.
We wouldn't make it back in time, I don't think, just because of the sheer size.
And if something goes wrong, I'd like to have access to all of my spells.
Yeah.
If we go to the dinner and then shit happens and we take out the bad guy, then maybe we don't have to go in the mines.
Yeah?
How long until we would have to leave?
Right now, you get
Probably.
it's probably I would say about 10 at this
He
point
said
with the walk
to come
around.
for 7, right?
Like probably about that, yeah. He said
we'd
like
wanna be a
towards
little bit early.
towards sundown.
Yeah. We've got, like, most of the day to kill.
Yeah.
Based on the directions, how far away, like how long does it take to get there?
It'll probably take you, your guess, about maybe an hour's walk outside of town.
They said it was like 2 or 3 miles outside of town, right?
Yeah.
Alright, well then, if you guys want to keep up appearances, if we're gonna kill time, just ask questions.
If we want everyone to be fresh, I should probably go sleep for a little bit.
Did you not sleep?
No, I did, but I put a lot into trying to help the mayor.
Okay.
Okay.
You shouldn't go by yourself, though. I'll go with you.
Well, if Mole's tired of all the questioning, maybe you should go.
I mean, I don't exactly want to be here for it either.
Fair enough.
But I do have another idea that has nothing to do with you sleeping with anyone. And
That's the worst idea.
Find out if there's like a clothing store and you guys can just get us nicer outfits real quick.
Oh, we should do that too, yes.
Because I don't know about you, but these breeches are not exactly great for fancy dinner party. So.
No, they're not. And no offense, man, but we can find you something that matches your gorgeous looks.
I have a question. My glamour weave.
Yes.
Does it say I'm
We
wearing...
actually have to. We do
Yeah.
because I flipped it with what I thought it was, because there's one where you can do magical effects. Like you could have like lightning. In the version that in my mind you had, it could actually it wouldn't hurt anything, but you could make your cloak look like it was had flames on it and stuff like that, as opposed to being able to switch outfits.
Okay.
That's completely up to you with how you want to do that. I meant to talk with you about this and I forgot.
Okay. Well, I think I'm going with outfits because that's what I originally intended, but flames is sick.
Special effects cloak versus...
Yeah.
But if I could turn, it'll look like I'm going fast all the time.
Like my horns.
Yeah.
Like what Ransom did.
No, just clothes.
Okay. Yeah, you can change it into it basically has 5 outfits.
Okay, so if I change that, but I'm still wearing pants, pants.
It just kind of...
Cool. Okay. I'm set, but yes, we can grab everyone some stuff. Are you okay?
He has to go take a nap.
Okay.
It would actually be it would probably be your clothes then that where the glam weave is basically your whole outfit would change. You could just... Yes. But you've got 5 of them, so you have to...
Okay.
I'm gonna show up in gold silk, just head to toe. All gold.
Okay. So you're going to take a nap.
John outfits you are.
Who's going to nap with Balric?
I will go nap with Balric.
Okay.
He's a cuddler.
That's fine.
So...
I need a long rest.
That's fine. I have 26 books of the Kinky Treehouse to get through. So...
Alright, well... Muscle. Let's go ask questions.
Okay.
So the 2 of you head back up towards the town, and the 3 of you head off to find your 3 people.
Yep.
Talking a little bit, you get they all live in that little group of shanties down towards the edge of the mine.
I would also want to ask, is this a time they're normally in the mine, or would we be able to find them at their homes?
You're gonna get the vibe that it seems like they're a night crew.
Oh, okay, cool. Alright, then we'll head towards their houses if they're not, actively out and about.
Okay.
Sleeping.
You get into when you start walking, they're kind of dense, but once you get through, you can see there's kind of a little bit of a central area, and it's got a big cook fire, and there's this hulking figure, probably standing about 8 feet tall, white pants, looks like he's probably wearing an apron, chef hat kind of cocked off to the side, with just stirring in this big old pot.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi. What's your name?
Tony.
Big
And
Tony. Hi.
You just turn around and look, and I didn't think about that. And he's just got this big old smile and just one eye.
Oh, we're actually looking for you.
Me? Why?
Well, we've heard you're a wonderful cook, and we thought we would give it a try.
Well, it's just about done.
What you making there?
Stew.
Stew is always good.
It's well, grab a bowl.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna grab one, hand one to Nadia.
Hand down the line.
I'll grab another one.
A couple other people come over and start food's on, guys.
Well, now that you're done cooking, could we bend your ear for a little conversation?
Sure. He'll go and he'll pull up a stool, which seems probably a little bit small, but he'll sit down and just kind of very daintily onto it. What can I do for you?
Would you like to go ahead?
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, we're very interested in mining. It's not something that we do. It's just
But I've always been interested. Because I hear you can always get that once-in-a-lifetime dig, you know?
I mean, maybe, but I haven't had that luck.
I also hear that it can be kind of scary down in those mines.
Stay away from the Q's and the R's.
The Q's and the R's, why is that?
I don't know. Something weird down there.
I've heard weird things about the ends.
Only some of them. They're kind of the top quarter.
Top quarter?
Have you ever had a crazy experience?
Listen, if you're here to make fun of me, just please have
no.
your...
Please,
What?
please. I'm gonna like reach out and almost grab his hand. I promise you, we're not doing that.
All right, fine. So, a couple of years ago, about 6 months ago, what do you think?
It's good.
Is it? Is it actually good?
It's actually pretty good.
Hey! Then I would be like nursing mine a little.
It tastes very, very tender.
It's human meat.
So, I was down in Q11, and this thing popped out of a hole and it bit me.
What kind of
was
thing?
It looked kind of like a goblin, but it had 2 mouths.
Oh.
Like one on top of the other?
Yeah. I just kind of hit it and I ran out and went back in and nobody was able to find it. It was a laughingstock for like 2 weeks.
I believe you. I've seen some crazy things in this world, and that is not the craziest thing I've ever heard of.
Also, a creature in a sinkhole? Of course it's gonna happen.
See?
It's so big!
That's what I said.
It's so big and creepy down there.
You got any bite marks?
I mean, it's really kind of faded. It's only small, and he'll lift up his shirt. There's like a bite here, and then like right down here, there's some more teeth.
Oh. Gee, that must have sucked.
Yeah, it was scary. I mean, it was small, but
Does that ring any bells to me? I mean,
if you
from a
want to
tribe of
give
nature
me, probably wouldn't be nature. It would be probably Arcana.
Oh my god, is that a Tarrasque?
Arcana is a 16.
A 16? No.
No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
So do you not go down in the mine anymore? Or you decided to cook now?
I still go down. I mean, but yeah, we've kind of tried to, try to build a little bit more of a community. So I do a lot of the cooking. I catch everything that we cook. So
That's important to
Oh,
learn.
what's in this stew?
some squirrel, a little bit of elk, and some giant rat.
Delicious.
Yeah, no, that's the really tender parts.
I slowly put my bowl down.
Same.
I already ate most of it.
Thankfully, I only
It was
nursed it.
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Some tubers,
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that we have any more questions other than that. It was fun to hear your
Yeah.
Well,
very interesting tale.
thanks.
What's in N25? I was hearing some people talk about that one.
That was... I think they were trying to see what was going on down kind of by the wells, but they got down there and they're just kind of... There was nothing, and it didn't seem worth continuing to dig.
Did they say why?
They just didn't find anything. It was just like, I mean, not even any signs of, any minerals. And those were the first thoughts, like mineral leakage.
Yeah, who's they? Bobby and Roland?
No, the Willow Switch brothers. They're kind of... They've got the biggest group of miners, so they kind of have the most sway right now.
Isn't one of them the foreman?
Yeah. I mean, the other one was, but...
So they have their own group of miners.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of like a loose associations up here. I mean, we're a little bit more tight-knit here, but... Yeah, and when we all vote kind of about what's going on in the bi-monthly meetings, but to kind of make things a little bit easier, the groups, kind of, they get kind of delegates, and depending on the size of your group, obviously, more sway, because it's kind of what's fair.
What an interesting system.
Yeah.
Sounds like the Electoral College.
Doesn't it just?
Should dissolve it.
Politics. Well, I honestly can't think of anything else.
Yeah, neither can I. This was excellent. You were excellent. You still are excellent.
You're fantastic, Hook. You should lean into this.
I am. Do you guys want some meat presents?
And what are those exactly?
Well, you have your normal meat pies, but sometimes I like to kind of mix it up so it's kind of like a surprise what's going to be inside. So it's when you bite into it, it's like surprise, so it's like a present.
Oh, that's such a fun idea.
I will take another bowl and one of your fabulous meat presents, sir.
There you go. Hope you like it. It's just chocked full of protein. It's what a growing monk needs. All right, well, you guys have a good day.
You too, thank you. Do you happen to know where we might find Urok? Or Belinda Fourthumbs?
Yeah, they live in the building right down there. And he points to one a little
They
way
live
down.
together?
Yeah, they're married.
Oh, interesting. Didn't know that. Good for them.
I wish Belinda had gone with Tommy One Eye. That would have been great.
What happened to Tarm?
Oh, he fell into a sinkhole. Ground opened, it just sucked him right in.
Did you see it?
No.
Okay. Okay.
Alright, well, we'll leave you in peace.
Thanks.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
I will. You guys have a good day. If you're hungry, swing back by.
We'll keep that in mind, I say as I start to walk away. What's in there? Do you know? Is it still moving?
Is it good?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
It's like that scene from
Me
Ratatouille.
I'm not very partial to giant rat, personally.
Sometimes you run out of salted pork on the ship.
I haven't had that experience. And how many giant rats are on your ships?
They're not always giant.
Oh, well, okay. Good to know.
So you get over to the house that they pointed at. It's got a door and walls. Like it's
My
like
God.
It's like the most like basic building.
No windows?
No windows.
From outside, do we hear any signs of life? Is there any light coming from under the door?
There's probably a little bit like you probably hear some chuckling.
Oh my god, they're having sex.
Well, let's go join them.
Would you like to interrupt their morning? Afternoon?
Yeah, actually, I would. Knock, knock, knock.
Coming. And door opens up and it's the ceiling like is just like would be just above your head, and this guy's probably about your height, and he kind of squinches down a little bit. We're gonna do for you. We're gonna do for you. And the full-on orc.
Good morning. I'm Gideon Wildflower. This is my friend here, Nadia.
Pleasure. I'm Urok.
Pleasure to meet you. And is your wife at home with you?
Yeah. Belinda, we got company. All right.
My eyes instantly flick towards her hands when she starts walking over. If she walks over, does she walk over? Does she have four thumbs?
She's in the back, and she would you like drinks?
Certainly, thank you.
And she kind of reaches up, goes up like this, and then with her foot, she reaches out, grabs a pot, and then starts pouring it into cups.
Cool. Okay.
Okay.
That violates health codes. That's fine.
Oh my god, her big toes are thumbs.
And then she'll kind of make her way over.
Come
Come have a seat.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oof.
So I hate to be a bother on this lovely morning. Sounded like you two were having a wonderful time.
Yeah, I was losing at cards again.
Oh, where are you?
Yeah.
Maul loves to play cards, my friend here.
Hopefully he cheats less than my wife does.
You know what? I'm not sure. He keeps winning, so I'm going to assume probably more.
Oh, that's fair. What can I do for you?
We've just been going around talking to some of the other miners and trying to get an idea of what kind of passages we should avoid when we head into the mine. See, we're prospecting out a new claim and...
Stay out of the Q's and the R's.
Q's and the R's, interesting.
What's wrong with the Q's and the R's?
I don't know. Things are just weird down there.
In
Well, how so?
what sense?
I hate all of this.
Yeah.
Why are you asking?
Not anything in particular, but we hear that mines can be dangerous, and, you know, that's alarming. We would like to stay safe when we go down there.
I need to know if the Mole King is alive.
And you hear Belinda just... Urok, just tell them. They're gonna think it's crazy. All
We
right.
don't think anything's crazy. I mean, look at me.
So, it's about a little bit over a year ago. We were down in R38, and we're walking down and saw a glint of something, so we started kind of moving a little bit further down. Seemed like one of the walls gave way, so we, check it out, went down.
Does that happen normally? The walls just give way?
Occasionally, you'll have pockets where it collapses, especially towards some of the types of minerals around here. Usually when it happens, it's usually around Kyber deposits.
Oh.
What deposits?
Kyber crystal, Kyber dragon shards.
Oh.
That's some big money. But long story short, we went down and we looked around in this cavern. I'll tell you, it was creepy. The whole time kind of felt like being watched. We got turned around for a couple of hours, and finally, when we finally made our way out, it was about a week and a half later.
You were in there for a week and a half?
I mean, objectively, I guess, but from my perspective, it was about 6 hours.
Did you feel any hunger or thirst more than usual?
I mean, like I would after, a hard day's down at the mine, but we walked out and everybody was freaking out because they'd been looking for us.
Wow. Did anyone have any idea what happened to you? Do you know what happened to you?
There's been a couple of guests. The doctor said, maybe we hit, some deposit and, we passed out and just were knocked out for a few days. But no, they haven't been able to find anything wrong.
Did you see anyone down there?
No, but there were a couple times where I thought I saw some kind of skidding around on a wall, but nothing I could really pick up.
You saw a collapsed wall and went into it?
Well, the section collapsed, yeah. You know what 11 pounds of kyber crystals
Oh,
work?
I'm not shaming you. I'm asking. new hole in the wall you traveled inside.
Yeah.
Important question here. Did you manage to get any kyber crystals?
No.
That's
Like-
too bad.
Nothing.
So it wasn't even worth your time, the whole week in there.
No, I mean, and God, pay got docked because they sent a search party, and it was just that's why we decided to make it down here. We, too much bureaucracy up by the willow switches.
That was your last foreman? Or foremans?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, so we started our own, smaller mining collective.
So is it led by one person, or I heard it was like a group thing you meet on?
I mean, down here we're, kind of a little bit more of an autonomous collective, but
Lovely.
Yeah.
That's the way it should be.
yeah, we try to, all work together.
Good. I love to hear that.
You should seize the means of production.
I mean,
Here, take our propaganda.
we're working on, expanding out. We feel that, giving, the voice back to the people is really, what we need.
I certainly admire that.
Is he holding anything back, or is he like weirdly confused? Well, that's not great. 13?
No, seems
Inside was a 15.
15?
Yeah.
seems like a generally decent guy.
Oh, you're right. I was looking at the wrong one. Okay.
All right. Well, anything else?
No, I do believe that's all.
That's
All right.
pretty much it.
Well, I mean, if you are looking to set up, some miners down there, let us know. We'd be more than happy to have you.
Would anybody be interested in guiding us down? Would you be interested in guiding us down to where that hole in the wall was?
No,
Oh. Afraid of getting stuck in there again?
I'm not taking any chances. No Q's or R's for me.
I can't blame you. But thank you for at least hearing me out.
Okay.
And, here, for your time, I'm just gonna slide him like a couple gold.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah, with my water bottle so I can see me subtracting gold.
Okay. And they'll see you out.
Well, to a well.
Belinda had hands for feet. Very kind of think like monkeyish.
What was she?
She looked humanish.
Was a monkey.
Do the monkey. No.
A little bit
Anyway,
shaggy and hairy, but
elemental plane.
Oh, interesting. That is a possibility.
Wouldn't be the first time.
Where did we end up? We went through to a random plane.
Lamania.
Lamania.
A beehive
Yeah.
we went through.
Right.
Or the woods. I don't remember exactly where we went through to get there.
There is a
yeah.
plane of Earth, correct? Perhaps it went there? Or...
Sure.
if you all want to give me intelligence rolls.
Not really.
It's a 7.
It's not good. That's a 3.
We don't know
Great.
shit about nothing.
Nadia's dumb.
We only have one intelligent person in the party, and she's currently reading smut.
I'd like to just let you all know my intelligence is only a +2. I just pretend I'm super smart.
I mean,
better than
you've heard legends of you would know the basic creation myth of Eberron, and supposedly underground is where Kyber is, where demons and monsters live if you go down deep enough. But to most people, it's more like folklore and legend than it is anything of any real consequence.
Yeah, I mean, there could just be monsters down there, but the time difference seems like it has to be.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't tell us much right now, but at least we know that we should check out the Q's and the R's
Yes.
and go down in that area.
Maybe take a
Yeah.
quick look at N25.
Well, now we know where to go, so that's something.
I'm starting to worry that they're digging too deep and it's multiple things now.
Yeah.
Well, In the meantime, let's go check out those last wells, and then we'll, I guess, go wait it out with Bulwark.
Take a nap.
Sure.
Okay. So you're gonna go look at wells.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing specifically when you're looking at them?
Smell test. Doesn't
Okay.
smell like anything.
Nope.
I will
Taste test, coward.
ritual cast detect magic.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a dagger and tie my rope to it and like lower it in
Okay.
if it's open.
Does it catch any fish?
Are you starting with the one that you know is working?
Yes.
Yes, so that definitely hits water.
Oh, good.
You can't see the water from where you are. You're maybe getting you can't tell for sure if it's the detect magic or just like some water kind of some light glinting off the water.
Hey, Gideon.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a
fine.
bucket, but you have to do the whole cranking it up thing.
I'm gonna have my knife keep going until when it would hit the bottom, it would become like not taut really anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going for.
Okay, yeah, you get towards. You're trying to see the bottom of the. How long's your rope?
50 feet.
No.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Well,
They usually.
When you pull it back up, it's
at
wet.
least 60 feet down.
I pull the bucket up to see if it's magic.
There's
Oh.
when you bring it up, like you get kind of glints of magic, kind of towards the cracks, like almost in the sediment.
Ooh.
I actually have 2 ropes. Tie them together and keep it going.
Okay.
It's like grossly magic.
well, that's not good.
Magic algae.
And like the dirt.
You are almost out of rope when it hits the ground. You've got maybe 3 to 5 feet left.
What kind of magic?
Magic. It's just kind of like,
My favorite
Residue.
kind of magic.
you're not getting a focused school.
It's like
I'll try to-
it's like a magic film. Look at it.
No, I...
Try to
Ew.
do this so that it kind of pokes the bottom, and then I'll start pulling it back up.
Okay.
Outside of magic, the water in the bucket, does it look like it has an actual film on it or stuff floating in it?
There's definitely some what looks like when she dropped the bucket down, it looks like maybe there's a little bit of mineral or maybe a little bit of dirt mixed in.
Do either of you have an empty bottle or something we could use?
I have this bottle filled with 2 pounds of fake blood.
I don't know, that could still be really useful and I don't want to pour that out.
Okay.
I got a cup.
Do you want to carry a cup all the way around town full of this weird water? I want Bulwark to look at it.
That's
Here's
what
my
I
point.
have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, I do have a bottle.
Oh!
I do have a bottle. I'll bring out my bottle.
Okay. So you're gonna fill it. Are you trying to get the sediment in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Scrape on.
I only drink the finest champagne water. Well, then let's take this and have Bulwark look at it.
Here you go.
Okay. So
Just get carried around.
head back to where Bulwark and Asta were.
Did I get my knife back?
You did get your knife back, yeah.
Is there anything on it?
No, a little maybe a little bit of wet, maybe a tiny bit of dirt or something, but not a whole lot.
Does it look extra magic?
It does not look like that.
Okay.
Asta, you've gotten through 2 books in this time.
How long has it been?
By the time they get back, I'd say probably about 2 to 3 hours.
Okay, that tracks.
Yeah. And group gets back, and you all planning on doing anything else before?
Would there be somewhere in this town to just buy clothing?
You'd probably be able to find they have a basic, they have a guy that does some tailoring stuff. Probably nothing super fancy, but he's got a nice country dress.
Yeah, I would just swing in there on our way back, and buy that.
Okay.
And the biggest hat. Whatever the hat is, just the biggest hat.
Okay.
Are you getting something for everyone?
Actually, this is all Faster.
He's got two. He's got like the one that where like folds up, and then he's got one with like the very like it's circular on top, but it only comes up a little bit, and it's got like a huge, like a big ass brim. Like the brim comes out like big.
Is it kind of nice? Like
It's very nice.
actually, I want that.
The one with the long brim, it's like hand woven.
That one. I'll take that one for me.
Okay, we need something for the others too.
I mean, I doubt we're gonna get Bulric into anything.
Get
Outside
a
of-
bow tie.
Yes, a bow tie.
Okay.
Bulric's bow tie.
You're able to get some accoutrement for everybody in the group.
Maul, do you want anything, or do you plan on going in that?
Yes.
I have a bedazzled eye patch.
The tailor gets a little bit uncomfortable, like looking at. He just kind of like turns around and like makes himself busy because he's like, I don't want to see these people die.
Right, well, so we'll take that dress and those 2 hats there. And a few of these bits and bobs, blah, 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 like, get just accessories and stuff.
6 gold.
6 gold?
Yes.
Good, you have a very thick accent. Where are you from?
No, I'm missing part of my tongue.
Oh! Well, don't I feel like a jack's ass?
It's fine.
Good. I'm gonna, like, count out my gold and keep looking at them.
Thanks.
There you go.
I'll buy some jewelry.
This is awkward.
If he's got any.
It's all fake. 3 gold.
Okay. 3. It's all fake and it's 3 gold?
Huh. Looks real.
No, it doesn't. I can smell. It smells like nickel.
Gold.
Okay.
That's right.
Alright, best we be getting you back now.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. And you just kind of gonna hang out until it's time to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna clean myself up, make myself look pretty.
Okay.
The eye patch was a joke.
We'll take a quick break and then we'll come back from there.
Oh, right, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Break.
I
And
get
break.
some water.
Gang,
Break.
Some
we'll
water.
be back shortly. Stay tuned
See you soon.
so we can see what the fuck is going on in this town.
It's all gonna be fine.
We'll be back. We'll be back. I think we're back.
We have left off.
Are we actually back?
We're back.
Howdy,
Back,
folks.
bitches.
It looks like we're back.
And we're back.
Baby, come back.
So, our heroes have taken some time to rest, relax. Laura took a midday nap.
Did I get the full?
Yes.
Okay.
I read
Aster
so
read,
much smut.
yeah, like at least 4.
I started learning about fellatio.
Oh?
Book 33, that's when they finally
Yep.
that's when they finally got
Slow
it.
burn.
Yeah. Super slow burn.
Well, I mean,
Some basic
the 10 books before that is all about the Count of Cunnilingus. So
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
So it's well rounded. It's quite educational.
Yes.
Terrible
My-
writing though. Gideon, what does this mean?
Oh, you see, that's when you stand on your head and the other person gets a running start and then opens their mouth and dislocates their jaw.
Nope.
Oh, then what did I invent?
It's called the Yawn Tea.
Self-inspiration.
So the day wears on and it's getting close towards evening time. Gideon has given you presented you with a dress.
Gideon is giving me an aneurysm.
You're welcome.
Rolling a new character.
I also got you this lovely gigantic hat.
It's like this, it's honestly when I think of it, there was a music video I just recently saw, and it's just like this very flat brim, and then it just comes up a little bit, and it's round on the top. You're probably gonna have to poke your horns through it.
Is it like a Kentucky Derby hat? They wear big hats with
So like
rings.
the top would be like very thin, like it goes up a little bit, like the tiniest stove pop, and then just like a big ass like round brim.
I thought this would look perfect with you. Dress it up with your horns, maybe some ribbons, and you'll look great when you go out with all the boys and Alexander, of course.
Oh, look at Nadia and see if
Gideon's fucking with her.
It's nice. It's just big.
Yeah, and I mean a little bit. I mean it's big and kind of a little bit plain. Like it's well made, but it's like
Okay.
big.
And the dress is genuinely nice.
Yeah, the dress is nice.
Yeah.
where's the dress?
It is just kind of a simple, say like dark purple. I don't want to say sundress. That's not what I'm looking for. But nothing like
The sweetheart line.
Yeah.
It is sundress.
Yeah, just like
Okay.
Yeah, sundressy. Yeah.
I thought you said country dress, and I was just like,
Saloon girl.
Dorothy. I thought of Dorothy.
Yeah, I didn't give a good description there. Yeah, it's just kind of simple. When I think country, I just think of it doesn't have a bunch of ruffles, but it's it's a nice. The cut's good, fabric's good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a little bit of kind of like waviness along the skirt portion, but
It's got a scalloped headline.
that's what it is. That was the word I was. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Scalloped hemline.
Costume designer. No, it's nice. It is really nice. It's a little plain. It needs some zhuzhing. Gideon.
Yes, what can I do?
Silks.
You can't use all of them. I
No,
need
just
some.
give it one. Just a long skinny boy.
Let me
I
just go
guess
through my bag
I'll
here.
go change into this dress right now while you figure that. Okay.
Oh
Here
my
you go.
gosh.
This one.
Okay, match it. You could.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be kind of like.
I'm like tying that.
People are gonna have to kind of move, and you're gonna like be behind like a wall, but there's only one wall to this what was left of the room because it's a little bit burnt in here.
It's
So
fine.
I just walk in.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like doing the hat up while you're getting dressed.
While I'm like naked.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Do you have a feather?
Of course I do.
I don't need a feather. What?
I make it smaller. There. That big.
Full feather. I think it looks smashing.
I don't normally wear dresses.
How was your nap?
Honestly.
It's.
Good.
I think it looks good.
That's
Does
good.
it look okay with my boots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just clean those boots up, shall we?
Oh well.
Can you make them a different color?
No.
I can only do so much over an amount of time
Okay.
before they just start falling off.
Okay.
That got food.
That's good.
Yeah.
So because I intend
Thank
on
you.
flirting with Marivaldi a little bit, I have like washed, cleaned, applied some oils to smell good.
okay,
I've like cleaned up all my stuff and put it on nicer.
okay.
I
Fancy
have
that.
a real quick question.
Mm.
My coat is kind of what protects me a bit. Should I
Wear
take
it.
it off? Yeah.
Where?
Yeah, you can wear it over it, and when you're there, decide whether or not you want to take it off.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Like kind of like trying to balance the hat on my head.
Okay.
It's
But it'll teach you good
classy.
posture. You keep your chin up.
Yes.
Can I wear my patch robe and the glamour weave?
It would be more. You would have to wear like the patch robe, like
Underneath.
or it's gonna be this patchy robe over
Yeah.
the clothes, and it's gonna be a bit harder to get in there to some of the patches.
Okay, yeah. I'll wear the glamour weave over the patch.
Okay.
robe, but I won't change it yet.
Okay.
And I'll just grow my hair long.
Okay.
Just put it up.
All right.
Taking a long time.
Yep.
You guys aren't in the.
They're sitting there. I imagine like the two of them are like by the door, like what the fuck is taking so long?
It's just the husband sitting there while we're shopping.
So after about 40 minutes, they're all ready.
40 minutes.
Takes
Well,
a while
I
to-
imagine it took you like 15 and then 40.
It took me like 2 minutes.
Oh, yeah. No, I
Just
mean...
change.
No, it's just Gideon takes 40.
There's nothing wrong with this. I have to look good as part of my
Like,
character.
I half imagine you like coming out like once or twice and be like, no, that's not right. And you're just like walking back.
Well, I
in.
would walk out and like swish and be like, "Is this it? Anybody? Nobody? You all hate it." And everything.
This whole time, by the way, I would be like ramrod straight, chin up, like he told me to.
Hey, what if... This is just tomorrow. What if...
Constitution. You should roll Constitution. It's
Oh,
relax.
is the hat poison?
No, that's not poison.
The hat's poisoning the wells.
The two of you are sitting there, and Aster is very rigid, and
Oh my god.
the color starts to kind of fade, and you see her kind of
5, by the
Start
way.
to,
I
like-
don't know if 5 changes.
start to like
anything.
wobble, like you see her just kind of,
Esther, unlock your knees.
Oh, okay.
and like you just kind of like you get a little bit of a head rush, and you're kind of like ooh, and like the hat like tilts forward as you kind of tilt forward, but her color comes back.
I don't know if I should wear the hat.
I think we just need to put a strap on it.
I don't want to wear a strap on the hat.
Hey, what if
You don't
getting
have to
into
wear that.
Marivaldi's flavor?
What if you brought the hat to him as a gift?
I don't know.
He wouldn't like it.
There's holes
As
in
in
it
what?
now anyway. I'm gonna take the hat off, I'm sorry. I am gonna use the silk and tie it in my hair though.
Okay,
That's fine.
I'm sorry.
so you get out. You get out into the woods. Head down the path. Anything in particular as you're heading through the woods to the chateau?
First left, second right, third left. Right?
Third right.
Yes.
I'll just be putting on fake jewelry
I'm
as we
gonna
go.
keep saying that in my head.
Okay.
And just make sure we do the thing.
So you go down. There's a few breaks and things. It was third right.
Esmo and I look absolutely the
Oh,
same.
really?
Yeah.
No
So
one is
wait,
surprised.
Ulrich,
What?
I got you a bow tie.
Thank you.
First left, second right, third right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, for right now?
If you want to. Or you could put it on patches. I don't know.
Patches.
We just got
I
it.
just isn't here.
Yeah, but when we get back.
Might be a little big for patches.
Be cute.
He'll grow into it.
Will that fit around Balric's neck? No offense, Balric. You got a thick neck. Are you choking yourself right now?
You haven't. Your neck is
You're
fine.
fine. You are a bull.
It is a beautiful
Keep
night.
my eyes open for anyone like maybe watching us through the woods
Yeah.
and things.
Give me a perception roll.
Dirty 20.
There was nothing. It's actually pretty quiet. There's making your way through. There's as the evening rolls on. There's maybe like a light mist on the ground as the day cools off.
Do you need help tying that, Balric?
Oh, I imagine it's a clip-on.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, okay.
As we walk, the glamour weave just turns into like a simple black dress with the sweetheart line, but like the sleeves that kind of like
Off the shoulder.
off the
Ooh,
shoulder,
pretty.
Nice.
and then there's like one long like leg slit.
Ooh,
And,
Hell yeah.
and then
sexy.
Ooh, you are like a deadly assassin now.
oh yeah, and her legs have like extra tattoos, just cause.
Okay.
Nadia!
What?
You look very attractive right now.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
After a bit of walking, the trees start to thin a little bit. I want to go into two. And you come around a bend to a large, ornate gate with partially open, and you can tell that there is a large gilded M that kind of sits right across the middle of the gate when it closes.
I just realized we didn't come up with a plan for anything.
The plan is to have dinner and see what happens.
Can't plan for what we don't know.
Can we see anyone?
Yeah. So as you come through the gate, you can see straight down this way. It looks to be maybe like a small vineyard, and a small, maybe like a farmhand shed, and then the walkway, which goes from road to like nice paved stone, curves upwards towards the chateau. there is a large, as the way the sun comes in, it kind of casts a shadow over it. Looks to be some statue or something that kind of sits right at the front of the door, and the walkway comes up and kind of curves around, and then you can see where it would kind of curve back down and would give you that feel of like where carriages would typically go. And there are 2 figures standing up by the door, and you see some movement of figures kind of down in like the farm area, but they're a ways off, and the sun is getting down kind of below the tree line.
Before we got into like shot of anyone, could I have just ritual cast detect magic?
Yeah, I mean, you could have done it walking here, because I imagine like it's a tune for you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna
Like a vocal warm up.
Okay.
Could I have ritual cast Invisible Servant?
Sure.
Thanks.
I see your servant. Can I ritual cast God? What? Can I ritual cast God?
Let's see. It's whatever.
Give me perception.
Who? What? Me? Her?
Her.
13.
13. You're not getting any magical vibes as you come through the gate.
Okay. Well, it's up for a while, so I'm just gonna keep on looking for the next 10 minutes.
Okay.
How old does the house look, or the grounds look?
The grounds don't look very old. The chateau, it's not a style that you're familiar with, but it's nice. It's kind of a simple, fairly square. It's got a little, some slight breaks in it where you'll see windows and some balconies up top. The roof pitches from this angle. It kind of, you only see it pitch up here. It doesn't kind of pitch all the way up, so you're getting the feeling that it kind of pitches down.
It's
and
like
kind
an
of
Italian villa sort of.
Oh
thing.
yeah, kind of.
Okay.
You get a little bit of that vibe, but
I'm guessing the gates, they're iron bars.
yeah,
They look kind of new.
very new.
I want to touch them.
You're gonna touch them?
Yes, specifically feeling if they're new, they shouldn't really be rusty. I'm looking to see if maybe they actually are.
Give me an investigation roll.
They're made of bones.
Oh, you said there was a vineyard?
Yeah, it looks to be like what looks
It's
to be
far
maybe.
away.
Yeah, you're guessing that it might be like a vineyard. You would have to, instead of going up, you would have to go straight and kind of be going like to the side, like where the side of the house is. But there doesn't seem to be anybody there to impede you.
13.
13. No, they seem fine.
I'm gonna try to eye the trees from here. Get a glimpse of what they might be in terms of. I'm assuming what wine they could create.
Cherries come from Drabbley, so it'd be like cherry, like probably cherry trees.
Oh, okay. Dr.
Cherry
Pepper.
wine.
Okay.
And then it looks to be some like probably some. He probably it looks like he grows grapes as well.
Grapes and cherries. Okay.
So you're gonna make your way up to the front.
Yeah.
Okay. You head up the walkway, and as you start to go up, there are some look to be kind of like sconces set there, and as you kind of make those first few steps going up the slight hill towards the front door, the torches just kind of and just cast light down. And
Oh, that's cool.
On the way up. Well, you want to take the back? Alright. I'm going to move to the front. I
okay.
assume you're up there.
Yeah.
I'll be right next to you.
Okay.
This isn't creepy at all.
I find it awful charming.
I kind
actually.
of like it, yeah.
As you get up to the top,
Sorry.
the large object that you can see it a bit better now, it's a fountain with a bunch of small seats set around it. And there is the figure of a tall elven woman standing, looking down. It's almost like she's looking down upon the seats, and water's kind of flowing up from different spots.
She's like the statue?
She's a statue, yeah. Like, this is a tall statue. And she's reaching her hand down, and there's a large serpent-like creature, its head coming up towards her hand, and she's holding her hand, and there is what looks to be probably about maybe a ruby or some sort of red gem about this big, kind of just coming off of her hand in a slight teardrop shape, and the serpent's got its mouth open like it's ready to bite onto it.
Well, that's beautiful and
Is
suspect.
that representational of any sort of story or religious thing?
Go ahead and give me a religion roll.
Okay.
Does she look like a real person who was frozen in time?
Doesn't know, but it looks like an artist's rendition of somebody.
Okay.
15?
15.
Is it our way?
It is not. You don't recognize the person, and it's not totally clicking at what it is, but you feel like you've seen symbology similar to this, but not quite the same, and it's just not quite ringing exactly what it is.
Okay.
But it does seem familiar to you. Yes.
Unrelated to this, do I know of any herbs that are used in things that can make people forget about stuff?
You don't know of anything subtle. You know there are things that will do that, but they're usually like kind of heavy-handed. Like it will like knock out like a chunk of memory, and it's usually not as. It's more of a hammer than it is a scalpel.
Sure.
But yeah, you would know of a couple of things. No.
Forget-me-nots.
Hilarious. That was a funny joke.
Thank you. I appreciate this compliment.
And
Praise acknowledged.
the lights kind of, two sconces light above the door, and the two figures that are standing by the door step forward and each reach up to one of the large, ornate wooden doors that at first glance they look black, but as the light shimmers off them, it's this deep red. It just kind of shimmers as they open the two of them, as they open the doors, and it opens wide to a foyer.
This motherfucker's a vampire.
That's what I was thinking. All the red and stuff? That's literally Nagini.
Is that Maul saying that?
No, I don't think Maul knows what a vampire really is.
That's
so.
fair.
I think it's a vampire.
Okay.
100%.
Same.
Everybody heading in?
Yeah,
Okay.
Right, vampire.
Wow, this is
quite the entryway.
I think I know what this is, but I don't think I have any reason
It's a lot.
why Ball would.
I don't think so. I can't think of a good reason why.
Yeah.
You head up the stairs, and
Sorry. Would anything we've seen so far, like symbolage, maybe even the statue, remind me of any of the wheel?
no.
Alright, because
No.
he's rich, clearly. So I
Yes,
just
yes,
wanted to-
he's yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Oh, he's such a vampire.
And as you come up the stairs, Morris steps into view in a dark blue suit, accented with silver, and his hair is kind of slicked back a little bit more. Good evening.
Good evening,
Good evening.
Morris.
Hi, Morris.
I am glad that you made it and that you have taken my master's invitation.
Well, we would be fools to turn it down. Someone like him. He's wonderful.
It would be maybe imprudent if you would follow me.
Of course.
My detect magic should still be up. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah. As you come into the foyer, there's stairs that curve and they lead up to balconies where what look to be rooms going up on either side and coming up behind you as well. Doesn't look like there's a room there, but there's like a balcony up, kind of looking down from where you are. And he begins to take you off to the left, and you head down a hallway. And he, how is everyone this evening?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for asking. Who will be having dinner soon? Getting to see our wonderful host.
Yes, I take you to him now. Does anybody have any dietary restrictions?
A bulwark over there doesn't eat meat.
Very well.
I'm allergic to pine needles.
I was gonna say I'm allergic to pine nuts. What?
No pine.
No pine.
No pine. Very well. I will take you into the sitting room and
Mala's allergic to not having alcohol.
I will make sure a bottle of wine is brought. I'll take you to the sitting room, and when the bell chimes, the master will be ready for you.
I'll be expecting any other guests this evening.
I do not believe so. He did not tell me of any, and I don't think he would be so crass as to have uninvited guests.
Certainly not, and if you don't know, then they must not be coming.
I would say so. And he opens the door to a small sitting room. It's got bookshelves. There's a series of a couple portraits hanging up. All of the portraits, transmutation and abjuration magic on them.
No. Okay.
Everything is just like very pristine.
Yeah.
There's also a case towards the back of the room, a glass case that you're getting faint abjuration and transmutation off of. And
That is a new trick that I'm going to use.
he will call for you soon. I will
I thought he was gone.
speak with the cook, and he exits out through the door.
Immediately going to the bookshelves.
Okay,
I'm touching things.
you touching things. Okay.
Yeah, I figured he probably has some good wine.
He's got cherry trees out there.
Transmutation, abjuration,
Perhaps.
and the same.
Strange.
I don't know what that means.
Transmutation magic is things that transform, and abjuration magic is, I think, protective magic? I would be careful.
I'm gonna look at the case. Just
You're
in
gonna
like
look
a
at the case?
casual, like I'm looking at everything and happen to pass by.
There is a very, very old-looking tome in there.
What does it say?
You have no clue.
I'm gonna join her up there.
Actually, hold on, because I don't think you would, but I forget what your languages
speak
are.
Giant and
Common.
Elvish.
Sylvan, Thieves' Cant, Undercommon,
It's a big old book of thieves' cant.
eventually Skin Cant.
Ooh. Yeah.
Skin can't what?
You would, I think then you're the only one that can actually read it, and it's very faded, but you can make out some of it, and
Is it just like closed, or is it open to a set page?
it's open to a page. The pages, it looks like considerably old, and
What do my elf eyes see?
the only thing that you're able to read on there, and with her line would rise another nation among Aranel, and quickly would fall to sorrow.
I'm gonna try my best to remember that.
Okay.
And I'm going to say it to her. And eventually, when I get a second, Aster.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Oh.
Sorry, real quick. The minute he leaves the room, I want to sit down and start ritual casting, locate plants and animals. or animals will kind of segue.
Okay.
Blood thistle.
Okay.
I'm going to casually just walk away and look at all of the portraits and try to memorize the features and what they are.
Above the small fireplace in here, the one off to the left is of Marivaldi. Mm-hmm. There's a spot where table set up. It's obviously where somebody would like probably sit and read, and like right above kind of like where they would be sitting is this just huge portrait of him just kind of standing, and he's got his foot on a stool, and he's playing the lute. Looks like he's playing the lute. Above the fireplace is the face of the woman that you saw outside. A gorgeous, regal, well, I should say handsome, regal, and powerful, serious woman just kind of looks down upon the room with an air of knowing that she is something more than everyone else. Dark raven hair,
Did it have
red
like,
lips.
a name or anything? Plaque?
Yes, I want to make sure I pronounce it correctly.
It's Steve.
It's Steven.
Oh, my apologies. I didn't pronounce it right. That's why you
The
said
PH.
PhD.
Give him the D.
Steven.
Steven.
Erandis. Erandis.
Arandus. Never mind.
I'm
So-
gonna push the corner of that one.
You push the corner of that one.
Oh my god.
There's a body behind it.
It moves, and you push on it, and it's kind of a gilded frame. And as you take your finger away, you can see the obvious fingerprint you left, and you just watch it fade.
Are those the only two in the room?
Yes.
I wanted to look at the bookshelves.
The bookshelves.
Specifically, generally looking for any interesting names or old ones that stand out, but I'm also looking for that exorcism book. The one that's worth 23,000 gold.
Okay. You see, you don't see that book, but
Okay.
you will find, there, like, the first two shelves are a variety of languages. Some you read, some you don't, but everything has something to do with music. History of music, theory on music.
Yeah.
The next shelf down, is all completely in Elven, and it looks to be like a sequence of books,
Like an encyclopedia or something?
something like that. Yeah. And then the bottom shelf, it's a variety of some books on alchemy, some books on like biology and medicine, a couple on some basic magic theory. The bottom one's kind of a little bit more of a hodgepodge. Definitely not of the same caliber of the shelves above it. This one looks like it probably gets a bit more reading.
The bottom shelf does?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
And the shelf ends like it's kind of ornate. Like the bottom 3 feet is just wood and just like all sorts of like intricate carvings.
What are they of?
Elves fighting elves.
Does that ring any bells to me?
Nice. Give me a history roll.
Okay. Hell's bells. 13?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Is anybody else inspecting anything else? You were looking for what, blood thistle?
Yeah.
Is that one of the ones we had in healing?
Yes.
How far can that locate?
5 miles.
5 miles. Yes.
Holy shit.
There's
Just
Let me-
one.
Let me reread it.
okay.
That's a
Could you tell me that line again that I read off that book?
With her bloodline would rise a new nation among the Arenal, and then would soon fall to sorrow.
God, that is hard to remember.
You learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles, if any are present.
Um, 240 feet, and where you came into the room, forward and down.
What is he doing? His makeup? Probably, actually.
And then you hear,
He's just making us wait. It's normal.
da-ding, da-ding, da-ding. And a door or a section of wall just kind of pops, and just kind of, as that wall just kind of seems like it moves, it kind of shimmers, and there's another door, and it opens.
Well,
Okay.
that makes me wonder how many other doors there are. Does anybody come in?
You hear a melodic voice. Come, my guests. Let us enjoy dinner. And you'll, Marivaldi will kind of come off from the left across the doorway and kind of like diagonally heading off deeper into the room.
This is like literally the Haunted Mansion movie.
I'm gonna go through.
Actually,
first.
just cool.
You're gonna go through first?
I'll go in.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. The room's cool. There's the slight aroma coming from the kitchen, spices. You get the smell of smells like a nice wine as well, kind of wafting in. You can hear fire crackling in the fireplace at the far end of the dining room, and you come into a room like this. You would be coming from over here, and there's a table set. There's a fireplace towards the back. Suits of armor against one wall. There's a few servants moving around. As any of you get close, they'll pull up chairs for you. And
I'm gonna try and sit like at the right hand of Marivaldi.
Is my detect magic still up?
it is.
I'm assuming the direction we went was in like the exact opposite direction of where.
So it would have been like over this way, and yeah, you're a little bit this way. So it's still kind of this way. You've moved a little bit more to one side.
I'd like to sit at the opposite head of the table.
I'll sit at Marivaldi's left hand and give Gideon the right hand.
Good move.
The chair for now.
I prefer to stand.
This is a sit-stand table.
Where are you going to be, Maul?
He'll be inside of one of those suits armor.
Next to Nadia, I guess.
Aster's so far away.
We're just kicking chairs over.
That sounds like your group.
It does sound like this.
Just so that way we have at least some frame of reference where everything is. And he waits for you all to sit. Welcome, my guests. Do you want to go to 4? Shall we sit? And he'll
Please, after you.
Do you want to just stop playing Phantom the Opera? What are we doing?
as he sits, Morris comes in from this door over here, holding a tray with glasses. Actually, no, the glass would be on the table. Just bottle of wine and comes over. And he'll start with Marivaldi, pour him a glass of wine, and then he'll go to Mr. Bulwark. Wine.
No, thank you.
Wine.
No, thank you.
Wine. He'll do like a normal glass. Wine.
Yes, please.
And he'll kind of step off the side. And he'll just kind of like post up like back here.
Has my detect magic picked anything else up?
In here, you start seeing just like the torches. They give off kind of the similar aura that you would see from like Everbright lanterns.
Okay.
And there's illusion magic kind of that goes along the ceiling, and when you look up, it kind of gives like the faint appearance of the night sky.
Ooh, love that. Is that one of those galaxy projectors?
His is just a bunch of little gnomes with like flashlights.
Did he get paid for advertising that?
Always.
Illusion.
So, it is always so nice to have new guests.
It is truly an honor to have been invited here. You have a stupendous home.
Thank you very much.
I quite liked that portrait you had done of yourself in the other room.
You didn't think it was too much?
Never. I doubt there's any time where you could be too much.
You flatter me, Gideon.
I hope so.
Hey, you have a bathroom?
Ye old porta potty.
Yes. It is out and down the hall. Morris, show Bulwark the bathroom. Yes, Master.
Oh, I don't need it right now. I was just asking.
Very well.
Teleport you to
Sorry
the
for the
Shadow Realm.
No problem at all. Well, I'll take a nice glass of wine. How did you enjoy your day? Anything exciting or productive? There was talk of looking at the wells. Did you have
Yes.
any further luck?
Not particularly. There's really nothing we can tell.
Unfortunate.
Seems to be that, as far as I can tell, it's just water, perhaps with a little bit of sediment in it, but water nonetheless.
And that is much to what we came with as well.
We did get some headway into the Mole King theory, though.
Oh,
Did
yes,
you?
We did.
And, well, I'm just so curious. Enlighten me.
It may be a Rat King. We're not certain.
I do believe they're rising up because the miners are eating the giant rats.
Are you sure?
Oh,
Well, it's only a
we're sure.
hypothesis. Oh, are we?
I mean, Tony was serving up some giant rats.
That's true, he was. I didn't really want to eat it. I didn't want to make the Mole King mad, but Maul is now a sworn enemy. He's had 2 servings.
Well, I would hate to be the Mole King then, because he seems quite the worthy adversary.
Well, we'll see. I'm sure we'll have to go down underground to find him. Where else would a Mole King be?
I cannot think of any other place.
And how was your day, Marivaldi? May I call you? Do you have a name you prefer other than Mr. Marivaldi?
You can just call me Marivaldi. No formalities necessary.
As you wish.
I like to think that we are all equals here. We are all doing what we can to look out for the people and the towns that we care so much about.
Absolutely.
That has been so generous of you.
Is he being genuine there?
I also would like to
Give me an
know.
insight roll.
Oh,
Insight is so good.
I literally never think to insight things. I'm like proficient in it, and I just like
21!
that's a 19.
13.
He's impossible to read.
You're all getting the vibe of truth, but you're getting just like the faintest hint of
He's full of himself.
superiority.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That goes without saying.
And that kind of, like a bit of smugness that you're not quite sure where it's coming from, but you know, it's difficult work ensuring things are so well taken care of. But tell me more of this town you come from, Hope. I would love to hear a bit more. What are your plans?
Plans with Hope.
Can I use the bathroom now?
Of course.
Thank you.
Morris.
My apologies, Marivaldi. He drinks a lot of water.
He is a large man, I would expect so.
He's hydrated.
Yes.
Plans with Hope. I think our primary goal, or at least mine, correct me if
Well, you are
I'm
mayor.
incorrect. I just want it to be a place where people can live freely, happily.
We hope that hope can be a bastion of strength in a world that needs it.
That is quite nice.
We're setting up a schoolhouse.
Education is so important.
It's too often we come to small towns and villages and everyone is uneducated and unaware of the world going on around them.
No, that would not do. We don't have many children, so a school has not been something that has been
I did notice that. There's hardly a child nearby.
Most people who live here, so many minors, and the few people, there are a few that don't work the mines, but it's not the best place to raise children. I hope that as, you know, more money is found, that maybe more will set more permanent groups, move out of the shanties, and maybe help the town prosper.
I doubt anytime soon people are going to be thinking of starting families when they've been attacked by the Crown's Guard. That's enough to make one rethink, anyway, their current abode.
That is true, but I...
Are you worried about people wanting to leave and dwindling the town's numbers? Wouldn't that hurt you and your mine?
I would be fine if the mine stopped, but it is more I worry about those who... I worry for all of the people of the town and their safety, but if they wish to go, that is fully their right.
Oh, absolutely. It would be unkind of us to hold them back.
And that it would. But I look out for them. We will... But the Crown's Guard, my hope is that there will be less of an issue.
Well, do you think the townspeople ran them off, or do you think the king isn't going to be sending them this way anymore?
I think that the king has gotten the message that we will not take such things lightly.
It's hard to say. That king is a stubborn one.
I sure hope he got the message.
Well, I'm a realist in that I believe we shouldn't pretend that they won't attack again.
Well, I think that if they do, we will give them a good 1-4.
Oh, that I am sure of.
Burn
Anything
their
I have
camp
learned
and
being...
salt their fields, if you will.
Wow. Only if we have to.
Sometimes a point must be made.
Now, let's talk happier things. This is an amazing home.
I thank you very much.
It's-
I'm gonna cut away for 1 minute.
Okay.
Morris takes you out and walks ahead of you, leading you down the hall. And you'll come down. You'll pass 2 spots where there's turns off to the right, and then on the third one, he'll turn the corner and he'll point to a door. Through here.
Okay.
Do you think you will be able to find your way back?
I think so.
Very well.
Boris,
Yes.
can you please alert any servants in the area that if there is a rather nasty smell that's perfectly natural? I'm very sorry.
You will find that the good Lord has done well to ensure that such unseemly things have a difficult time making their way into the general parts of the house.
He poop-read his bathroom.
He doesn't have
But
to.
thank
poop.
you
Oh
for
God, it's all
your
pine.
concern.
He doesn't poop.
And he'll
He poops blood.
No, he doesn't poop at all.
he'll head out.
He's a vampire. He doesn't poop.
Says who?
This book on vampires we
Blood
found.
poops.
Grody.
All right.
Go to a doctor.
Ryan?
Hey, he says it hasn't happened in like a year.
That's
Yeah,
good.
he's still saying that, so I believe him.
I believe him. Yeah.
Yeah, I stayed in the hotel with him for like 2 weeks.
So-
He seems fine.
Oh no.
So you're gonna. I assume this is not Bark actually having to go to the bathroom.
What?
Yeah.
No, RP the whole bathroom trip.
Yeah.
Just make farting sounds and screams.
Where does he keep his toilet paper?
What is your plan once
Oh, you just
Morris
pause.
is gone?
I am going to use Druidcraft to make a bad smell.
Okay.
It cannot be anything bad, but like bad, like not
Yeah.
vomit-inducing or anything.
Like a
but
skunk.
something bad.
Okay.
Smoked a shit ton of weed here.
And then I'm
Not
going
bad.
to turn into a rat,
Okay.
and I'm going to run towards where I think the blood thistle is. I'll give it a good minute or two in the bathroom before I do any of this.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna start running down and making your way through. Give me a. You would have a pretty good idea where it is. Give me a perception roll. If you have any advantages for smell, you can use them.
Oh, do rats have advantage on smell?
I would imagine they should. They're rats.
You'd imagine, but...
But D&D's funny like that. Like,
Cats don't have dark vision.
right, exactly what I was gonna say.
Can smell. Hey, don't fuck me. Alright, that's it's double 14s, so that's a 19.
Okay. You've got a good scent, and you start heading in that direction. Okay.
So as I was saying, you have this amazing home. Did you
Thank
build it, or was it here?
Built.
Wow.
How,
That must have cost quite the fortune.
how long
Well,
ago did you build it?
I should say, I had moved.
You moved a home
Yes.
of this
How
caliber.
do you do that?
At great expense.
Ah, but I'm sure you're up to that challenge.
I do well for myself, I think. It's mostly family money, but, you know.
Oh, interesting.
What does your family do?
They were, shall we say, forward thinkers and innovators in some of the magical arts.
That means nothing to me.
I would prefer not to go too far into it. As there are
We understand. We don't mean to pry. I simply couldn't hide my excitement over such a marvelous abode.
I do appreciate it. It is reminds me much of my childhood.
You grew up in this house too, then?
Yes.
Oh, I can't imagine having a childhood here. I'm quite jealous of that.
It was It was quite nice.
If I'm not too forward in asking, perhaps you could give me a bit of a tour after dinner?
I would love to.
Thank you. It would be wonderful to walk the grounds with you and get to know you a little better.
We could definitely do that. It would be my pleasure.
I'm gonna, grab his hand and give it a little kiss on the hand. You know, all...
Give you a small smile.
I would like to explicitly state I am not drinking or eating anything, but I'm going to pretend like I am.
Okay. Give me a deception roll. Actually, for the drink, give me a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
She's just like, huh? Huh?
I'm also doing
Throw it
the
over
same
my
thing.
shoulder.
Okay.
But like when he's not looking, it's just bag of holding. Okay.
Sleight of hand.
Okay.
Well, that's what you're good at.
Is that cocked? Oh, well, it's not cocked anymore. 13.
That's something you're not very
13?
good at.
Okay.
But I am... Do I get advantage because I'm all the way at the end of the table? Far away?
Sure.
I am kind of half leaning on the table, almost trying to take up his attention.
9.
What?
9? Okay.
That's worse.
At one point, you, spill it, on the bag.
Nadia, I told you your drinking problem was going to get you in trouble. Hold the cup steady. I apologize, Marivaldi. Sometimes she gets a little sloppy.
I'm saving it for later.
You just kind of make a gesture and the wine will disappear.
Okay, well.
It's not so difficult for those of our talents.
Not at all.
Well, so,
Breadsticks.
tell me a bit about yourselves. I've heard so much about you, Gideon. But where do you all hail from?
Well, please, and you've heard so much about me, it's important that the others have a chance to regale you with their stories.
Mayor Nadia, you cannot be from Hope originally, I would take it.
I am from nowhere originally. And everywhere at once.
Ah, a traveling minstrel.
Yes.
I remember those days. It was nice to have a new roof over your head every evening.
Well, it was the same roof, same hammock every night. It's more like a troop.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh. It's good to have family.
Yeah.
Where are they now?
Ooh. I don't know where they are now.
They had traveled from Hope off somewhere to the east, and we're hoping to one day run into them again, you know. I happen to be a part of that troop for a time as well.
Ah, so you are almost family.
I certainly consider her my family.
That's so good.
He won't get away from me.
That's why I put up with her spilling her wine. She's a mess, but honestly, she would be lost without me.
Now I'm just freely putting food into my bags.
Okay. If you need, I would be more than happy to send something home with you.
Oh my gosh, yes. You have a doggy bag? Like a box?
I will make sure that we send some delicious parting gifts.
Please forgive her manners. Years and years of traveling on the road has made it so that you take what you can where you can.
I totally understand.
Do not forgive my manners, please.
And about that time, our door will open and some servants will come in with food. And start setting down plates in front of you. Where Balric was sitting is a very big, leafy green salad. Everyone else, it's steak, some potatoes, some carrots. Huh?
Human steak.
Extra bloody.
Nadia's dumb. She's gonna eat it.
Okay. You start scurrying through. House is pretty empty. You get towards the spot where you think it is, and there's a door. And
No. When you say pretty empty, do you mean there's no one here, or there's nothing here? There's no furniture in these parts?
lack of people.
Gotcha.
And you get to this door, just kind of going down a hallway. It just seems like all the others, but you're definitely getting a good smell of the thistle. It's gonna be kind of a tight squeeze getting through, but you may be able to do it. If you want to give me a dexterity roll.
Rat rolling.
Flat dexterity?
Yeah.
That would be a dirty 20.
Okay. You're able to get through without a whole lot of issue. And you go through this door, and there's a staircase heading downward. There are no lights.
Is the staircase like creepy stone staircase with just...
It would be stone. I wouldn't necessarily say it's creepy. It's kind of dark, so it's probably kind of hard to see how creepy it is.
High or low for stupidity?
Low.
Go high!
We're being dumb.
Okay.
Let's go down.
You
say
You
that
get to
like
the bottom of the
didn't
stairs.
start out being dumb.
And it opens wide into a room probably about 30 feet on each side, 30 to 40 feet on each side. And you see half a dozen figures on either side just standing there. And there's a variety of tables. Towards the back, you get the glint of what seems to be some sort of, it looks to be probably silver, kind of inlaid into the floor. You can make out what looks to be probably some candles. You can tell where the blood thistle's coming from now. There's just a bundle of it on one of the closer tables, along with a few other alchemic things. A variety of crystals, mostly red, a couple like a dark bluish purple, and a good size yellow one.
Do the figures look statuesque, or do they look...
They look humanoid, but they're like in shadow, and they're just kind of standing there. Some of them have eyes, and the eyes are open, but they're just kind of standing there.
Not alarming at all. Come back in the bulwark and say hi.
There is what looks to be a body on the table on like the farther side of the room.
Is there a spot I can get to where I'm at least relatively hidden from all of these figures?
Yeah, there's probably some spots you could kind of dip in between.
Okay, I would like to get to one of those.
Only a stealth roll.
You can do it.
I argue advantage because I'm a small boy right now.
Sure.
Oh.
It's a 19.
I'm so anxious.
I'm just trying to stay calm.
You don't seem to be noticed. Where are you trying to get to?
I want to get to a spot where I'm relatively hidden. I want to unshift. I want to take one of the pebbles out of my bag and throw it in like an arcing fashion towards the center of the room. I don't want to make it sound like I'm huzzing it. I want to make it sound like it like fell down from the ceiling.
Okay. Are you, From where you're about a third of the way in, are you throwing it? Are you looking to throw it in front of you or trying to put it behind you? Or does it matter? You're just trying to get it to the middle.
I want it further in.
Okay. Alright, you throw it. Click, clack, clack. And you see two figures on either side at the ends slowly start moving in and kind of honing in on the sound.
Nope, rat and get the fuck out of there.
Okay.
I'm getting real Silent Hill vibes here.
Alrighty.
Oh my gosh.
It's like the pissed off nurses.
I will make my way up and through and back to the bathroom.
Okay.
You do not want to go in there.
Okay. You get into the bathroom. I'm assuming shifting out.
Look around first, but
Okay. Yeah, you're in the bathroom. Nobody's in there.
yep, one shift.
Okay. Heading back?
Still stinking here?
No. Okay.
Can you
Stinking
stank you
up.
one more time?
Okay.
And then, yeah.
Head back? Okay.
Yeah.
You get most of the way back, and actually, you're taking one of the last turns, and from like 3 feet behind you, you hear, "Is everything all right, sir?"
Is it Morris?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, that was, I didn't know if I was gonna make it out of that one.
Oh my god.
Is everything okay now?
Much better.
Very good.
Thank you for checking up on me.
It is my duty to ensure that all of the Lord's guests are well taken care of. Your food has been served.
Oh, excellent. It's through here, right?
It is.
Thank you, Morris.
You're welcome. And he'll follow you in, and he'll go over and he'll say something quietly to Marivaldi.
Do I hear it?
Give me a perception roll.
I'm right next to him as well. Can I perception?
Yep.
Ooh, not bad.
23.
19.
Should I go and tidy up, sir? I don't think that would be necessary, Morris. Everything is fine for now. Relax. And he'll just kind of go back up, and he'll just kind of post up by that wall by the door. Glad that you are back. We had a salad made, as we heard that you were averse to meat.
Thank you.
It is not something that you need to ask, but I am just curious. Is it a rejection of it, or is it more of a personal choice?
It's all I've ever done.
In a way of life, it is. Well, and he'll kind of go about his food.
What do you do in your free time?
Well, I of course play. And
Horseplay?
Of course play.
Oh.
And he kind of makes a gesture, and that lute that you saw just kind of is just there beside him. And he's like, maybe after I could play a song, maybe we could harmonize.
That would be lovely.
Yeah.
I dabble in medicine and a little bit of alchemy. Try to, many years ahead of me, learn what I can and gain as many skills as possible.
Admirable.
It is important to be a jack of all trades, is it not? Especially in our professions.
Which we can do. When you have the gift, you must use it.
And you certainly have a gift.
Well, thank you.
Of course.
So, what are your plans for the Crown's Guard? And to deal with that?
Land for the Crown's Guard.
Do you think this will be a combative situation, or do you tend to use your wiles to undermine him?
When we can, wiles are always helpful.
I personally believe wiles are usually the first option.
Yes.
However, we have learned, especially in the last few months of travel, that it's not always the option you have to take. I mean, that's why our wonderful party here has characters like Maul and Aster with her fantastic shot, and even Bulric can be an unstoppable force when he desires.
Quite. Your guns. That is what they are called, if I correct.
Yes?
Are they of your making?
No.
No. Would you... I hate to intrude, but I find them so fascinating. Would you be able to point me towards your smith?
Yes, come to my nightmare palace.
It's not that simple.
Well, I assume they're quite complicated, but I'm sure that whatever the materials and time would cost, I'm sure I could find a way to compensate them. Most handsomely, I would say.
The gun I have isn't just one you can walk up to a blacksmith and get made.
It's magical, then. Fascinating. Where did you come about it?
I made a deal.
That is quite shrewd.
Do what we have to protect those we love.
That we must.
Yeah, so we killed a bunch of Crown's Guards in the forest the other day. Yesterday?
I do believe it was yesterday, yes.
Oh.
These days have been getting away from me.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you all okay?
Oh, for the most
Fortunately.
part, yes.
There was a few close calls, but we are a scrappy bunch, aren't we?
That tone when he asked, "Are you okay?" Did he seem
Give me a second.
surprised?
His
That's what he's definitely throwing off.
when his reaction, did he seem like a little upset?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20?
Never mind.
It sounded surprised, but that wasn't what caught you. It was his eyes kind of are taking you all in, and it stopped, and it just kind of like shot between the two of you, and it kind of lingered on Maul for a second just to kind of see what was going on, and then there was just kind of that
Well, you see, it took some effort, but we managed
repull
to...
of composure.
You were going to say something?
18 passive insight, would I try to... pick up
Yeah,
on
you
that?
would. He's definitely like. When it came to fighting, like the three of you became more of the focus of his looks.
Okay. I just want to, like, as I'm putting salad in my face, just be like, yeah, they tried to wrap me up, but I'm too strong for them.
Quite tough, I take it.
Yeah.
If he is actually focusing on me in any way, I'm actually not eating. I'm not hiding it, though.
Have you lost your appetite, Maul?
Oh, I had a meat present earlier. It's a miner's ale.
Yeah.
Yes, like I said, he got to enjoy some of the giant rat.
Yeah.
And that's
It's a surprise.
quite filling.
Well, I hope that you will have room for dessert when it comes.
Dessert?
Is it some of that goblin-made pastry from town? Because I'm surprised at how good that was.
I have some of... I did have them make some pastries, but I have something else that is from a bit further north that you typically only find it in the principalities. It is... They take milk with a little bit of sugar and cool it and mix it, and it's... I don't know, sweet iced milk is what I've been calling it.
Oh. Sounds interesting. I can't wait to try this strange
What?
dessert.
It's like ice cream?
You need a better name for that.
I like that. That is much easier. Rolls off the tongue
Or
better.
frozen cow juice.
That's... We tried...
I stopped eating mid-bite.
That was actually Morris's suggestion at first, but...
Somehow I knew it would be. I was channeling my inner Morris.
He's quite the jokester. I'm sure you've been able to tell.
Morris has
Absolutely.
bad suggestions.
And he just kind of, from across the room, Morris just looks at you. Like his head doesn't move, but his eyes go from like looking at Marivaldi and they're just like on you.
I don't do that, but I look at him.
Okay. But yes, and
Morris said.
and some brownies.
Oh no.
I like to take a little bit of the ice cream and put it on top of the brownie.
You do know how just to get into our hearts, don't you?
Through the stomach.
Exactly.
You're
you
going
have
to
any
steal my
chocolate?
heart.
I haven't gone much with mixing the flavors, but I do have some melting chocolate. I
Ah,
put
You
some
should
on.
melt it over the brownie and the other thing.
That does sound good. Maybe a little bit sweet for me, but if that is what you would like, I can make sure.
Nothing's too sweet for you, Mr. Marivaldi.
Certainly know that I'm not.
So, have you got everything that you hope to get from the people of Tarmsworth?
It's so hard to tell. You know, it is only one day, and people see us as being outsiders. They're not yet comfortable asking.
It takes time.
Talking to us.
It seems that they're also quite dazed from the attacks.
These poor things seem to be totally out of it.
It has been a trying few days.
It's a good thing the mayor's so good and his wife is so intimidating. I doubt any Crown's Guard are going to come by anytime soon.
If it was that simple, I don't think we would have had to deal with them in the first place. But they are both stalwart people, and I think they definitely were assistive in the process.
It does warm my heart to know that the people think so highly of their leaders in this town.
Well, I mean, you follow your mayor, and, you know.
To hell and back.
So is there anything else that I can assist you with, and to ensure that this relationship is strong and solid?
Well, you did talk of your personal guard being added into our sort of troop collective.
We could definitely do that if it is needed.
Do they live here? I haven't seen anyone besides Morris.
I didn't want to seem like I was worried, or that I took you as some sort of invading threat. I wanted to,
We do appreciate that.
But yes, I do have They do live on the premises. There are some barracks in the lower level.
Do you get enough threats out here that you needed really a guard force? Of course, outside of the Crown Guard attacking, but who could have seen that coming?
There were some early issues in the time of the mine. We had a few people that came in and attempted to exert their own will.
How do you mean? Bandits or?
Bandits and more. There were... I have not yet been able to track down all of the parties that bothered us, but they felt that there was some with the riches of the mind, that they would take them for themselves instead of ensuring that they are more equally dispersed.
And they weren't doing this through magical means, were they?
There were some spellcasters, but we were able to handle them in the end.
Good. How I dislike mind magic.
Me too.
Make an effort not to learn it.
Outside of the realm of what we do, I wish not to manipulate minds too much.
It is best not to do it, but
Free will is such an important thing, you know. At the end of the day, it's all we have. We could be poor and sitting outside in the rain with nothing to our name but our will.
that is true.
Insight check.
Yeah, same. Samesies.
I was waiting for
Natural
him to say
20.
more, but
That's fine.
22.
So, wait. 27.
Damn!
I see conversation is moving in an interesting direction. Morris, I think dessert is in order.
Mr. Marivaldi, before I forget, that statue fountain outside,
Yes.
I know it's attributed to some sort of tale, but I don't remember what it is.
See, our Aster here is a fan of the stories and has made it her mission to read every book ever written.
Are you a follower of religion?
Yes.
Is that why you are here? And at this point, the tone changes and he looks at all of you. Is that
No.
why you have come?
What?
I only have stuff to do with religion because I grew up in a religious cult. That's...
I assure you, sir, that we are not here for any means based in religion. In fact, it's simply an honest question. She's curious about the statue outside, and then we saw in your sitting room there a beautiful portrait.
It is. The statue is my homage to a maybe unfavored series of beliefs.
One of the Dark Six.
No.
Or is it altogether not part of the general pantheon?
There is no pantheon. And if they do exist, they are cruel, cruel gods.
It's an uncommon stance to take.
It is, but I believe that divinity is found within oneself, within the blood.
I'm going to lean. My coat's gonna kind of like be open, and under the table, I'm gonna start putting my hand in like for my knife.
Okay. I believe that when we are gone, there is nothing. Just oblivion. So it is the time that we are alive that is what we must focus on.
I think I would have to disagree. You see, the shamans in my tribe, of which I've been part of, would often travel to the other worlds through their minds, taking their souls from their body just to get a glimpse of what lies beyond. And it's enough to know that there's something, a spark, anything.
I mean, there are other planes, that is not to be denied, but when we go to Dolor, there is nothing. There is no returning. There is no greatness beyond that. We become but empty shells and fade.
You didn't answer my question.
It is my interpretation of the blood of Vol.
Blood of Vol?
Yes.
This is not a story I'm familiar with.
Am I familiar with
There
it?
would probably be the two of you definitely would have. Yeah, it would be one of those things that, like, religion wise, yes, it's something that exists, but it's very like
The volcano.
Karnath.
It's not a story the Jedi would tell you.
Oh my god.
It was actually the state religion of Karnath for quite a while.
Would I know that because of Jacob?
Yeah, actually, yes, probably. It was what led Karnath to begin using undead in the last war.
Yeah.
Is this a belief you share with others, or are you alone in this? And I would like to add, there is no judgment here. I'm simply curious. I may be persuaded.
There are several of us who believe it's within town, yes.
Within town? Wow.
That is why we originally settled here.
Who's we?
Myself, Roger, Tarm, Rufus, Trisha. And he'll name a few other different people from town. He'll name a couple people in the mines, to include Dandrick. We sought a place that was free of persecution.
Well, outside of the Crown's Guard, it seems like that would have been true. Do you think they attacked you because of your beliefs?
It is possible. I worried that is why you would come.
Could I have rolled insight specifically for the mayor?
Yeah.
It's only 12.
I'm gonna
Nothing,
ask
nothing.
him anyway. Are you saying that you all settled here together?
They came a bit after, but yes, a similar time.
They came after you, huh?
Wasn't this town settled over 100 years ago? That was Mackenzie. That wasn't Astra.
No. It was only. I think it only. I don't remember how many it said, but it hadn't been that long. No, it only
Okay,
been a few years.
I thought it was like
What race is Marivaldi? I forget.
Half elf.
From my understanding, I thought Rufus and Trisha settled here first.
Yes, we've been a little ill-informed, I think.
Yes, that is by design.
By design.
How do you mean?
It is better that those wandering into town do not know. So we have taken precautions.
I don't follow.
It is tough to take secrets from people when they don't know them themselves.
Are you implying that their memories have been changed?
I have a feeling at this point that you may know this to be true. Trisha was most worried when her husband came in last night. His mind muddled and things best left forgotten dredged up. So what is it that you are actually looking for from Tarmsworth?
Well, to be perfectly honest, our intentions were true and pure when we came here. It was simply to find an ally. And in doing so, we found an interesting web of stories that the storytellers we are couldn't help but try and navigate. I'm sure you can appreciate that sometimes you just want to know the answers for the sake of knowing how the magic trick is done.
And I hope that you can understand that sometimes when people look behind the curtain, it is best if they didn't return from the curtain.
Does that explain the dozens of missing townsfolk?
No. That's some unfortunate accidents, and
Accidents?
yes, the mines have been a problem.
Is that a threat?
No. But there are those in town who are less informed, and people are not always okay with some of the tenets of the faith.
Like necromancy?
I prefer to look at it as the use of tools that would, in other cases, have none.
Did you create the tools? Or were they perhaps vessels which you then enchanted?
That is what the dead of Tarmsworth become.
You say enchanted, I say desecrated.
By what? Why desecration? This coming from the person who said they made a deal for a magic gun.
I don't raise people that had families and memories. Reduce them to a husk of nothing.
I have not reduced them to anything. They are gone. What would their bodies be doing?
Probably not attacking their friends and family.
I have not attacked anyone in town. Your attack was an unfortunate side effect. I hoped that, well, at first I thought the two of you had come here to take two people such as yourselves. I mean, me alone can do quite a bit, but the two of you and the mayor with the ability with magic like ours, I mean, you can understand how I would be suspicious myself.
Our intentions have been mostly pure. Outside of a little gain here and there, a little coin in the pocket, we have not manipulated anyone who weren't simply nudged in a gentle direction.
I have nudged a bit more, maybe, but I do so in the protection of these people in this town.
I have to ask, how does your faith offer immortality?
There is none.
Then why?
Then why what?
Then why do you do this? You are afraid of there being nothing beyond, and this solves that dilemma?
No, but if I can do good now, and I can
You're not doing
And
good.
what is good?
ensuring these
Attacking
people
the people of your town?
Again, my people were not attacked by me.
Then by whom?
Oh, by the Crown's Guard, but you...
The Crown's Guard.
Yes.
I think it's time we just tell you. We've encountered your Crown's Guard in the wood. And they were undead.
Yes, because I hoped that their reinforcements would come looking for their camp.
We plied our hands on some of the dead in town, and they also appeared to be undead through illusion. Now, tell us why then your undead were in the town when they were not attacking?
Because when a Crown's Guard attacks another Crown's Guard, surprisingly, it tends to tip battle against those who are not so well trained.
You know it. Nat 20 for a 26.
17. 18.
I'll even use an inspiration.
Yeah,
while I'm
he...
I also got that 20.
Fuck yeah.
He is... What he's saying about them attacking is true, but there is a hint of lie in there.
We have no come clean with you. Please, talk freely with us. You can see we are not hostile. We've not attacked you, and we would not mean to in your own home. This is a conversation.
I did not expect things to get so out of hand, and I think some of the people of town may have been hurt.
Clearly.
But it was never my intention. My intention is to keep this town safe and protected.
Sure. But intentions don't always go the way we plan, do they?
No.
With your force of dead monstrosities, who you can enchant to look like other creatures, why not just set up a force of guards in town?
Well, I mean, it takes a while to build them, to keep them under control. I can only
How often do they fall out of control?
I've been better about keeping my numbers in check. It has been about a year.
A year? Since what, the last time they went on a rampage?
Some got free, yes.
Do you not see fault with that? Undead roaming freely through these forests is a danger.
I see it as that sometimes you have to accept some losses.
Mr. Marivaldi, people have gotten hurt at your hands.
And a great many more would be hurt if not for my hand. Are there not scales that must be balanced?
Do you have anything to do with the water in town or the attacks in the mines?
The attacks in the mines, no. The water... There's nothing wrong with the water. We didn't want you drinking it.
Is that how you control them?
It makes things more pliable, yes.
A concentration of herbs, magic?
Well...
What exactly is in the water?
At this point, on this far end, Morris comes in through the door and just kind of stands by the door, and that secret is mine. It is not something that I did. It is something that I have found a way to use. The start of Tarmsworth led to a great many changes in the area. And that one, while we are being honest with each other, I don't totally feel comfortable laying all the cards out.
What do you gain from this town?
Peace.
For who?
Most anybody. I am able to...
By taking their free will?
Most was given. But the few that we have taken, yes.
You know you could just go to Karnath, right?
The blood of all has fallen out. Their king is... I hate to use the word because it is so tied to gods, but I would call him a bit of a heretic. We do not intend to take life. But no sense in letting a good body go to waste.
Taking someone's free will is taking their life.
Then what would you have me do?
Leave.
maybe we can come to some other path, but leaving, I don't know. This place will be in quite a bit of danger were it to be left without somebody looking out for it.
Why? Why more danger than any other town? Build borders, build defenses.
Because Tarmsworth is much more than they expect.
Hope has a giant dragon shard.
You didn't know that.
It's not a secret.
That is why. Well, come with me. And he stands up and heads out the door.
Oh no!
Where is Morris?
At the other end. He's down here.
As he's walking out the door, I want to say one last thing to him. Marivaldi, after all of this, do you intend on letting us leave? Unchanged, unaltered.
That is my intention at the moment. With what comes next, I make no promises that will not change. But I hope that it does not.
Then lead on.
And he heads out, and you walk down the hallway, and he pulls out a small key, waves his hand, unlocks the door, starts heading down a flight of stairs. Nope. Different staircase.
Oh my god.
Is Morris behind us as we go?
You see no sight of Morris.
Oh, that's worse.
Oh.
Oh man.
Following?
Yeah.
Okay.
Guess so.
And he gets to the bottom of the stairs, and there is a tunnel, just like well carved, some sconces going down, and it goes down to the point where you just kind of like fades into like a dot, and he just begins to walk.
Where are we going?
To the final resting place of my best friend.
Tarmsworth.
And you walk for an hour, and you come up to, you can start to hear like noise, like the sound of like the slight echoing of like
Like mining sounds?
and he brings you down, and the sounds get a bit more faint, and he steps out to an edge and snaps his fingers, and a torch lights, and then another, and another. Come see what killed my friend. And he steps back away from the edge so that you can all get close.
Oh my gosh.
I step around him.
And as you look down, you can see that this wasn't a sinkhole. Something struck here. And as you look down, like glints and glitters, and probably about 6 feet across in both directions and maybe about 10 feet long, there is a gigantic yellow crystal embedded into the earth.
Is it a dragon shard?
That's what it looks like. And that's what we'll pick up next week.
I don't understand. Why is he doing it? I can't wrap my brain around it. Like, why? Why? Why are you doing this?
But like, why?
It's all about the Dragon Shard economy.
Huh?
It's all about Dragon Shard economy.
Well, thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
There was one moment there where I was about to throw my knife at his face.
I know.
Thanks everybody for watching us in that very stressful dinner party. Big fan.
That was stressful for you?
Wow, no.
You'll just have to tune in next week to get answers. We will too. It's gonna be hell.
The answer is hell.
It's gonna be.
See you all next week, everyone.
It's gonna be Kyber to pay.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yes.